Hello, guys. Welcome back to my channel, Sleepy Scientist Zone. Have you ever wondered what happens to your mind in the quiet hours of the night? Take a slow breath, and as the air settles softly within you, imagine a world made of drifting thoughts, where memories melt into colors, where feelings become landscapes, and where your sleeping mind paints stories on the inside of your eyelids. Tonight, we step gently into that world, the world of dreams, and the mysterious sleeping brain that shapes them. Picture yourself lying beneath a warm, starlit sky. The air is cool, calm, and utterly still. Each star above you shimmers like a tiny spark of memory, floating freely in an endless expanse. As you watch them twinkle, imagine that each light is a fragment of your day, a conversation, hope, a fleeting emotion. Now exhale slowly and imagine those tiny lights beginning to rearrange themselves, drifting, merging, splitting apart, forming strange shapes in the dark. This, in a way, is what your brain does when you sleep. It gathers the shimmering fragments of your waking life and weaves them into stories only you can witness. Sleep is one of the most intimate journeys we take every single night, and dreams, they are the gentle echoes of our inner world. Some dreams whisper, some glow with color, some dissolve before we even open our eyes, yet all of them come from the same mysterious place within us, a place where science is still learning to listen. Take another slow breath, letting your shoulders soften and your awareness set. Tonight, I invite you to drift with me through the quiet corridors of the mind, to wander through what scientists know so far about dreams and the sleeping brain. This is not a journey of hard facts or heavy theory. This is a journey of soft discoveries, gentle observations, mindful science education, wrapped in a blanket of calm curiosity. A slow science exploration meant to comfort and soothe. Imagine now that you are floating through your own thoughts, as if carried by a quiet current. Beneath you lies the vast landscape of the brain, glowing like a city at night. Each cluster of lights flickers gently, turning on and off, speaking to one another in ways we are only beginning to understand. And as you drift closer, you notice something beautiful. Even in sleep, even in stillness, your brain is never silent. It hums like distant music, guiding you through cycles of rest, memory, and dream. Scientists have long wondered why we dream. For centuries, dreams were seen as messages from the gods, or windows into the soul, or random flickers of imagination. And maybe in their own quiet way, dreams can be all of those things. But today, when researchers place their instruments near the sleeping mind, they find patterns, waves of electrical rhythm that rise and fall like tides. Imagine standing on the edge of a moonlit ocean. The waves move slowly at first, long and deep, washing calmness over the shore. These are like the slow waves of deep sleep, when the body rests and the brain cleans itself, clearing away the clutter of the day. But then, at certain moments, the waves begin to dance faster, flickering with sudden bursts of energy. This is the stage scientists call REM sleep, the time when dreams become vivid, colorful, emotional, and strange. Take a gentle pause, let your breath settle again, and imagine that shift inside your mind, from the slow, soothing waves of deep rest to the sudden spark of imagination. The brain, almost as if it awakens within its own sleep, lights up in places responsible for vision, emotion, memory, and creativity. It's as though your mind begins to paint, sculpt, and write stories all on its own. But here is something even more fascinating. While the brain fills with activity, the body becomes still. The muscles relax so deeply that you cannot act out your dreams. It's a natural safety switch, a gentle boundary that keeps the body sleeping while the mind wanders free. Imagine your thoughts walking softly through dream forests while your body rests peacefully beneath warm blankets. Science is still uncovering why dreams feel the way they do, why some are soft and comforting while others feel strange or unsettling, why we sometimes dream of people we haven't seen in years, why certain dreams return again and again like quiet echoes from within. Some researchers believe dreams help us process emotions, untangle memories, or rehearse situations we fear or desire. Others think dreaming is simply the brain's creative playtime when it experiments freely without the rules of waking life. As you breathe slowly now, imagine your brain as an artist working in silence. Every brushstroke is a neuron firing, every color is a memory, every shape is a feeling turned into a scene. No moment is wasted, nothing is random. Each dream holds meaning, even if that meaning is simply that the mind enjoys wandering. Let yourself drift a little deeper into the imagery. Picture walking down a misty path in a dream you've had before. Maybe it was a place that felt familiar, even though it didn't exist. Maybe the air smelled like childhood. Maybe the sky glowed with a color you've never seen in waking life. These dream worlds often blend pieces of our memory in ways we cannot predict. A street from one city, a sound from another time, the voice of someone long forgotten. This blending is not chaos, it is the brain reorganizing, reweaving, reshaping the vast tapestry of experience. The more scientists study sleep, the more they discover its importance. Without dreams, emotions become tangled, memories become harder to store, creativity fades. The dreaming brain does far more than create stories. It heals, repairs, organizes, strengthens, and softens the edges of the day. It teaches us, quietly, in ways we do not notice. Take another slow inhale and a soft exhale. Imagine your mind lowering a lantern into the deeper rooms of the brain. The light reveals something gentle, that dreams are not an escape from reality, but a reflection of how deeply we are human. We dream in stories because we live in stories. We dream in emotions because we feel in emotions. We dream in images because our memories are painted in color, sound, and touch. In this soft moment, let yourself reflect. Think of the last dream you remember. How did it make you feel? Did it drift slowly or fade quickly? Did it linger through the morning like a quiet whisper you could almost recall? Sit with that feeling for a moment. Let it rest beside you. As this chapter comes to a close, allow yourself to remain calm and grounded. Your breath is steady, your thoughts are soft, and your curiosity is awake but unhurried. Ahead of us lies an entire journey into the science of dreams, a journey into memory, emotion, imagination, and the strange beauty of the sleeping brain. For now, let your breath deepen just a little. Let your shoulders relax. Let the quiet settle around you like a blanket. When you're ready, we'll drift into chapter 2, where we'll explore the stages of sleep and how the brain travels through them like a gentle night tide. 2. The nightly journey through the stages of sleep. As we drift deeper into tonight's exploration, let your breath fall into a slow, natural rhythm. Imagine the world around you growing quieter, softer, dimming like a lantern at the end of a long day. In this gentle darkness, the mind begins a journey it knows well, a journey through the stages of sleep, a journey you take every night, even if you never notice it. Tonight, let's walk through it together, calmly, slowly, like travelers moving through moonlit rooms of consciousness. Close your eyes for a moment in your imagination. Picture yourself standing at the entrance to a peaceful hallway. The walls are warm and dim, Glowing like sunset colored stone, this hallway represents the stages of sleep, each doorway opening into a deeper part of the mind. The air is still, the silence feels welcoming, and with each slow breath, you can sense yourself sinking gently into rest. Most people think sleep is a single state, one long plunge into unconsciousness. But in reality, sleep is more like a journey across a landscape, a place with hills, valleys, tides, and shifting winds. The sleeping brain travels repeatedly through cycles, each lasting about 90 minutes. In every cycle, you pass through several stages, drifting from light sleep into deep rest, then rising again toward the vivid world of dreams. Imagine stepping through the first doorway. This is the beginning, the edge between wakefulness and sleep. Scientists call it stage one, but tonight, think of it as the soft threshold where the world starts to blur. This is the moment when your thoughts loosen, when your breathing evens out, when your muscles begin to release the tension they've carried all day. If you've ever felt that gentle sensation of falling right before drifting off, that brief weightless moment, you were passing through this first stage. Let your breath soften. As you exhale, imagine all the small tensions of the day slipping from your shoulders like sand. In this early stage, your brain begins to produce slower waves, quieter rhythms. You're not fully asleep yet, but the waking world no longer feels quite as sharp. Sounds become softer, thoughts become less insistent. You may see faint images, drifting shapes, like watercolor clouds behind your closed eyes. Now take a slow step to the second doorway. This is stage two, where most of your night is spent. In this room, the world outside disappears even more. Your heart rate slows, your body temperature drops slightly, your muscles become heavier, as though you've sunk a little deeper into the ground beneath you. Picture a warm tide rolling in, covering your feet, your legs, rising gently until your entire body is cradled in its soft embrace. Inside the brain, something beautiful happens. Bursts of electrical activity flicker like distant fireflies. Scientists call these sleep spindles and K complexes, gentle sparks that protect your sleep, shielding you from waking up too easily. Imagine these sparks as small guardians patrolling the landscape of your mind, ensuring that nothing disturbs your rest. Now breathe evenly, slowly, feeling the weight of calm settle over you. Ahead, the third doorway glows with a deep, rich darkness. This is the entrance to stage three, the land of deep sleep. Take a gentle step inside. The air here is still and heavy, like the quiet of a forest at night. If someone were to call your name during this stage, you might not hear it at all. This is the time when your body repairs itself, when your heart beats with a steady rhythm, and your brain releases slow, powerful waves that wash over it like rolling tides. This stage is essential. Your body uses it to restore energy, strengthen the immune system, and rebuild what the day has worn down. Picture your brain as a calm ocean here, its waves long and unbroken, its surface smooth and dark. There is no rush, no urgency, only deep restoration. This is the stage that leaves you feeling refreshed in the morning, as if some invisible caretaker has tended to your body while your mind wandered far away. Stay here for a moment. Float in this quiet space. Let your breath deepen, letting each inhale fill you with peace and each exhale carry away what no longer serves you. From this deep restorative place, a new doorway begins to shimmer, the entrance to something mysterious and mesmerizing. Step through gently. This is REM sleep, the fourth stage, the home of vivid dreams. Here, the brain becomes wonderfully active, lighting up like a night city, coming alive with color. It is as though your mind wakes up within sleep, weaving stories, painting scenes, and stirring emotions. In REM, your eyes move rapidly beneath your eyelids, dancing as they follow the scenes playing in your dreams. Your breathing becomes slightly quicker, more irregular, and your brain buzzes with creativity. It is here that memories are reorganized, emotions are processed, and imagination roams free. But even while the brain dances, the body lies still relaxed in a state of gentle paralysis that keeps you safe while the mind plays. Imagine watching your dreams from afar, like a traveler standing at the edge of a glowing river of images. Colors blend, scenes shift, people appear and vanish like morning mist. Some dreams feel deeply meaningful, while others drift away like forgotten whispers. Yet each one, whether remembered or not, shapes you in subtle ways, helping your mind clean, sort, and strengthen itself. Now breathe slowly again. Imagine the cycle repeating: light sleep, deeper sleep, then the dream stage, each cycle a wave that carries you through the night. On a typical night, you may drift through 4 or 5 such cycles, each one adding layers of rest to your body and stories to your dreams. And as the night progresses, something interesting happens. Deep sleep becomes shorter, and REM, the dream stage, becomes longer. It's as though your brain saves its most vivid storytelling for the hours just before sunrise, when the world is quietest and your mind is most free. Take this moment to reflect gently. Think about the way your own nights unfold. Perhaps you've noticed certain dreams come near morning. Perhaps you felt yourself sink deeply during the early hours, only to drift lightly later on. Each night, without your awareness, your brain moves through these stages like a dancer following choreography written by nature. Let your breath guide you now. Slow, feel the calmness spreading through your chest, your arms, your legs. You are learning the language of your own sleep, the rhythms, the cycles, the gentle tides that carry you between consciousness and dreaming. These stages form the foundation of everything we will explore in the chapters to come. They shape the way you dream, the way you heal, the way your mind processes emotion. The sleeping brain is not still, it is not silent. It is a universe unfolding quietly each night, full of mystery, meaning, and movement. As this chapter begins to settle, let your awareness soften. Imagine yourself resting at the center of these stages, held gently by the natural rhythms of your own body. Feel the quiet pride of knowing that your mind works tirelessly to keep you balanced, healthy, and whole. Take one more slow breath. Inhale calmness. Exhale any remaining tension. When you're ready, we'll drift into chapter 3, where we'll explore why the brain dreams at all and the beautiful theories that scientists have shaped around the mysteries of the night. 3. Why the Brain Dreams. The Soft Theories of the Sleeping Mind. Take a slow, gentle breath. Let it fill your lungs like a quiet tide rising against a tranquil shore. As we continue our soft journey through the landscape of sleep, imagine the world around you dimming once more, settling into a warm twilight glow. Tonight, we step deeper into one of the most poetic mysteries of the human mind: why we dream. Science has studied dreams for centuries, yet the question still shimmers with wonder. The answers are not sharp or rigid. They drift, they evolve, they glow faintly like lanterns in the dark. Some theories whisper of memory, others speak of emotion, survival, creativity, or the inner workings of consciousness itself. Each one is like a gentle thread, weaving a tapestry that helps us understand the dreaming brain. Let's walk slowly into this chapter together. Imagine yourself sitting beside a calm lake at night. The surface reflects the moon, smooth and silent. Now imagine tossing a tiny pebble into the water. The ripples move outward, touching every part of the lake. This is how a single memory behaves in the sleeping brain. A small experience from your day, something you barely noticed, can ripple through your mind at night, shaping the colors, textures, and stories of your dreams. Many scientists believe that dreams help store and organize memory. Throughout the day, your brain collects moments, feelings, and sensations like seashells gathered along a shore, but it cannot polish or sort them while you're awake. There is simply too much happening. Instead, the mind waits until you sleep, until your body is still and your awareness is softened. Take a slow breath. As you exhale, imagine your brain gently sifting through the memories of the day. Some are placed carefully into long-term storage. Others are faded, dissolved. During REM sleep, the dream-rich stage, your brain replays experiences but stitches them together in new ways. It blends scenes, rearranges people, and twists emotions into new shapes, not to confuse you, but to help you understand the world more deeply. Now imagine yourself walking through a room filled with glowing threads. Each thread represents a memory, a conversation, a smile, a sound, a fleeting thought. As you walk, the threads begin to weave themselves into intricate patterns. This weaving is your dreaming brain deciding what to keep, what to strengthen, and what to let go. That story where you're flying above the clouds, that might be your brain strengthening neural connections related to problem solving or spatial awareness. That dream where you revisit your childhood home, it might be processing emotions tied to comfort and nostalgia. Memories are only one piece of the puzzle. Another gentle theory suggests that dreams help us rehearse for life. Imagine your brain as a quiet theater director. During sleep, it builds a stage, sets the lights, and invites your imagination to act out scenes. These scenes can be strange, unrealistic, or symbolic, but they often echo the emotions you felt while awake. Have you ever woken from a dream feeling soothed, or unsettled, or thoughtful, even if the dream made no logical sense? This is your emotional brain at work. Some scientists think dreams help you process feelings too complex to untangle during the busy hours of the day. Fear, joy, sadness, hope. Each emotion is like a color that the dreaming mind uses to paint scenes. Dreams allow you to rehearse responses, soften wounds, and explore possibilities in a safe internal world. Take a soft breath and imagine your emotions as gentle waves, some quiet, some heavy, some rising and falling without warning. In sleep, these waves become stories. The brain takes fear and turns it into a dream where you run. It takes love and turns it into a memory of someone's fate. It takes uncertainty and weaves a maze where you wander until the feeling resolves. In this way, dreams become a safe rehearsal for life, a secret practice room for your emotions. Another theory whispers of creativity. Think of your mind as an artist with endless paint. During the day, the artist must follow rules, logic, time, responsibility, expectation, but at night, none of those rules matter. The artist is free. It mixes memories with imagination, reality with fantasy, colors with shadows. Many great discoveries and works of art were inspired by dreams. Scientists call this process hyperassociation, when the brain paints ideas that don't normally meet. Imagine your thoughts drifting freely, touching one another like wind brushing leaves. Dreams are where your mind becomes playful. curious, experiment. They feed creativity, helping you solve problems in ways your waking mind might never consider. A dream might seem strange or nonsensical, but beneath the surface it may be gently guiding you toward insight. Then there is the theory of the wandering self. Some researchers believe dreams help maintain your sense of identity. In dreams, you experience fear, joy, love, confusion, triumph. You explore what it means to be you in countless subtle ways. This nightly exploration may help keep your sense of self steady, flexible, and pause here for a moment. Take a slow breath. Feel your mind soften as we continue drifting through these possibilities. There is also a quiet, elegant theory called the activation synthesis model. It suggests that dreams are the brain's attempt to make sense of random signals during sleep. As your brain repairs and reorganizes itself at night, sparks of electrical activity fire spontaneously. Your mind, ever the storyteller, takes these sparks and weaves them into scenes, faces, landscapes, and emotion. It tries to create meaning from randomness, the same way we see shapes in clouds. Even in randomness, your dreaming mind seeks story. But perhaps the most soothing theory of all is this: dreams simply reflect the beauty and complexity of being human. The brain is an organ of experience. It feels, imagines, remembers, visits, and creates. Dreams may not have a singular purpose. They may be many things at once, a tapestry woven from memory, emotion, creativity, instinct, and the quiet hum of neurons in the dark. Take a gentle breath. Let it move softly through your body. Now imagine yourself floating through a quiet celestial space filled with swirling colors, memories, emotions, thoughts, sensations, all drifting around you like cosmic dust. This space represents the dreaming mind, endless, mysterious, shimmering with possibility. You are both its creator and its traveler. Somewhere within this cosmic landscape, your dreams are forming even now, waiting to be born when you next close your eyes and drift away. They will guide you, comfort you, challenge you, or surprise you. They will whisper truths in symbolic language, or simply play with imagination for its own joy. As this chapter begins to settle, allow yourself to reflect for a moment. Think about the dreams that left you wondering, the ones that stayed with you, the ones that made you pause. Think of the comfort in knowing that your dreams are not random. They are reflections of your inner world, shaped by your mind's deepest needs. Take one more long breath. Feel your chest rise and fall. Let the calm spread outward like ripples on the surface of a still lake. When you're ready, we will drift into chapter 4, where we'll explore how memories and dreams intertwine, how the sleeping brain chooses what to keep, what to forget, and what to transform into the stories of the night. 4. How memories become dreams. The quiet work of the sleeping mind. Take a slow, gentle breath. Let it rise softly through your chest, then fall like a drifting feather. As we move deeper into our exploration of the sleeping mind, imagine the world around you dissolving into a soft twilight haze. In this calm darkness, shapes begin to glow, memories quiet and luminous, waiting to be understood. Tonight, we step into the delicate relationship between memory and dreams, a relationship shaped by the brain's silent nighttime labor. Imagine standing at the entrance of an ancient library, its corridors stretching far beyond sight. The shelves glow with warm golden light. Each book holds a memory from your life, some vivid, some fading, some incomplete. Every night, as you sleep, your brain becomes the quiet librarian. It walks through these aisles, sorting, organizing, repairing, and sometimes rewriting the stories within. Take another slow breath. Your shoulders release. The library doors open wide. During the day, Your mind collects moments like a traveler gathering treasures, fragments of faces, snatches of conversation, textures of emotion, the scent of a place you passed, the warmth of a smile, the weight of a worry. Yet these moments are fragile when first formed. Science calls them short term memories, delicate and easily disturbed. To make them last, your brain must reweave them during sleep. Imagine the librarian lifting a memory from a shelf. It glows softly. Your morning coffee, the sound of rain, the feeling of someone's work. In the waking world, these fragments scatter easily. But at night, when your mind drifts into deeper layers of consciousness, each memory is examined, reinforced, or gently released. Let your breath slow. Feel the quiet of the library surrounding you. Now picture the stage of deep sleep, the third stage revisited earlier, where slow waves roll through the brain like a dark ocean. In this heavy, restorative place, memories begin their transformation. They move from fragile short term storage into strong, enduring network. Scientists call this process consolidation. Tonight, simply imagine your memories settling into the deeper shelves of the library, where they can rest and remain. But the story doesn't end there, for dreams are not only shaped by what you remember, sometimes they shape what you remember. As you drift into REM sleep, the dream rich stage, the library transforms. The librarian becomes an artist, the shelves become flexible, shifting, glowing. Memories lift into the air like drifting leaves, merging, bending, blending with imagination. This is when your mind begins to create the strange, poetic narratives that we call dreams. Take a slow breath. Picture memories lifting gently around you. In this creative space, your brain tests relationships between ideas. It connects one moment from long ago with a recent feel. It blends a face from childhood with a place you've never been. A forgotten conversation becomes a symbol. A fear becomes a corridor. A hope becomes a sky. Dreams are not literal memories, they are memory ingredients stirred into a new dish. Think of your brain as a quiet chef in the night kitchen of consciousness. Each dream is made from pieces of your past folded into imagination. Some pieces are recognizable, others are distorted, stretched, softened, or sharpened. This blending is not a mistake, it's a kind of mental practice, a gentle rehearsal that solidifies useful memories while letting the unneeded ones fade. Take another deep breath. Feel the rhythm of your own thoughts steady. Scientists often speak of the hippocampus, a curved structure deep in the brain, as the temporary home of new memories. Imagine the hippocampus as a small island near the library. During the day, it fills with visitors, people you meet, things you learn, feelings that arise. At night, during deep sleep, messages travel from this island to the vast mainland of the cortex, where long-term memories reside. Imagine these messages as small glowing boats drifting across a dark, calm sea. Each one carries a memory across the quiet nighttime waters. When the boat reaches the mainland, the memory finds a permanent home. But sometimes, some boats do not cross. Not all memories are meant to stay. Some drift away into the darkness, dissolving softly into the night. This forgetting is not a flaw. It is a gift. Without forgetting, the mind would overflow. Without forgetting, the world would feel too heavy. Sleep gives the brain permission to let go. Now imagine that you're walking through the dream library again. Some shelves glow brighter than others. These are memories strengthened by the night. Others are dusty, fading. Memories your brain is ready to release. And in the center of the room, swirling like mist, are fragments that drift into dreams. Take a gentle pause, inhale slowly, exhale with ease. Dreams often borrow from recent experiences. This is called day residue, bits of your waking life showing up in the stories of the night. But dreams also reach deeper, pulling from older memories, sometimes ones you haven't thought of in years. A childhood friend may appear, a forgotten place may resurface, an old fear may return in symbolic form. This blending suggests that the brain is not simply replaying memories, it is reorganizing them, stitching them into a deeper tapestry of meaning. Imagine your brain as a loom. During the day, threads are collected. At night, the loom begins its work. Some threads are woven tightly into new patterns, strengthening connections between ideas. Others are woven loosely, creating space for creativity. And some threads are gently released, disappearing into the soft darkness. Consider how dreams sometimes feel meaningful even when they are strained. Perhaps you dream of an ocean filled with clocks, or a room without doors, or a voice speaking in a language you do not know. These dreams may not be literal, yet they are formed from pieces of you, memory fragments rearranged into symbols your waking mind does not fully understand. Dreams speak a different language, one made of emotion rather than logic, metaphor rather than structure. Take another slow breath. Let the calm spread through you. There is a theory called the emotional memory theory, which suggests that dreams help us process strong feelings. If something is weighed on your mind during the day, a conflict, a worry, a longing, your brain may revisit it at night, but instead of confronting it directly, it may wrap the feeling in a dream, like a gift disguised in layered paper, allowing you to explore it safely and quietly. This is why dreams often feel emotional even when the events make no sense. Imagine your emotions as glowing orbs. Some shine softly, others flicker with intensity. During sleep, the brain picks up these orbs and gently turns them, examining them from different angles, softening their edges before setting them back down. This emotional rebalancing helps you wake feeling lighter, clearer, more aligned. Dreams are not simply stories. They are emotional landscapes shaped by memory, shaped for memory. As you breathe softly now, imagine the librarian returning at dawn. The dream library settles, the books close, the drifting fragments return to their shelves, the glow fades. Some memories are stronger, some have vanished into the mist. Some have become part of the dream tapestry you may or may not remember. Your mind is refreshed, reorganized, restored. Take another deep breath. Let it move through you like a gentle wave. As this chapter begins to settle, imagine yourself walking slowly toward the exit of the dream library. The doors open to the softness of morning light. You carry with you a deeper understanding of the sleeping brain, how it cleans, sorts, strengthens, and sometimes transforms the memories that shape who you are. When you're ready, we will drift into Chapter 5, where we'll explore the emotional dimension of dreams, why feelings become the heartbeat of the dream world, and how the brain soothes and strengthens the self through nighttime emotion. 5. The emotion within dreams, the heartbeat of the sleeping mind. Take a slow, unhurried breath. Let it drift through you like a soft breeze passing across a quiet meadow. As we continue this journey into the dreaming brain, imagine yourself stepping into a gentle twilight landscape where feelings glow like floating lanterns. This chapter is a slow walk into the emotional world of dreams, the place where your sleeping mind listens to your heart more deeply than it ever does when awake. Emotion is the pulse of dreaming. It is the quiet force that shapes scenes, bends landscapes, summons old faces, and fills the night with vivid colors or soft shadows. Science may not understand every detail, but it knows this much. When you dream, your emotional brain lights up like a constellation. Imagine walking toward a vast horizon, painted in soft purples and deep blues. Around you, lights flicker in the air, each one representing an emotion: joy, sadness, fear, longing, love, uncertainty. At night, these emotional lights rise from the depths of your mind, gently illuminating the dream world. They whisper through the colors of your dreams, shaping what you feel even more than what you see. Take a slow breath. Let the atmosphere deepen around you. In your waking life, the brain is constantly balancing emotion with logic. It filters, suppresses, manages, redirects, and sometimes overwhelms itself with feelings. But in dreams, the filters soften. Logic steps aside. The emotional brain, the limbic system, steps forward. It becomes the storyteller, the painter, the conductor of the dream landscape. Picture the amygdala, the tiny almond shaped structure responsible for emotional intensity. During REM sleep, when dreams are most vivid, the amygdala glows brightly. If you could look inside your sleeping mind, you might see it pulsing gently like a lantern, infusing each dream scene with feeling. This is why dreams often feel so emotional, why you may wake with your heart racing, or with tears on your cheeks, or with a warm sense of love or comfort. The brain uses dreams not only to replay emotions, but to transform them. Take a moment now, breathe slowly, feel the quiet hum of your own emotional landscape. Imagine you're floating through a soft, boundless space. In this dreamlike room, your emotions gather around you. They take shape, not as frightening storms or overwhelming waves, but as gentle drifting orbs of light. During sleep, the brain approaches these emotions with tenderness. It examines them, rewrites them, softens their edges. If something troubled you during the day, an argument of fear, a moment of embarrassment, it may reappear in your dreams, but not always directly. Instead, the feeling might be wrapped in symbolism. You may dream of being lost in a city, searching for someone. You may dream of running, or standing at the edge of a tall building, or trying to speak, but finding no voice. These symbols are not random. They are the language your emotional mind speaks, while your logical mind rests. Now take another deep, soothing breath. Imagine your emotions sitting quietly with you. Fear becomes a small gray bird perched at your side. Joy becomes a golden ripple across the sky. Sadness becomes a soft blue mist curling around your feet. In dreams, these emotions are expressed gently through stories your mind creates to help you understand yourself more fully. Scientists believe this emotional storytelling helps you regulate your feelings. If something painful has been weighing on your heart, the dreaming brain may replay it in a controlled environment. It may reframe the emotion, transforming fear into understanding or helplessness into acceptance. Dreams help you heal in ways you may never notice consciously. Consider this: when we dream of something frightening like being chased, it rarely ends with harm. Instead, the experience allows the brain to practice responding to fear, to reduce its emotional intensity, to soothe the nervous system. Imagine your mind as a quiet therapist working in the background, tending your emotions with gentle hands while you sleep. Take another slow breath. Let a sense of calm settle in your chest. Dreams of sadness can be equally purposeful. Perhaps you dream of someone you've lost, not exactly as they were, but as a memory softened by time. These dreams may bring a bittersweet peace, allowing your emotional brain to revisit grief in a safe internal world. When you wake, you may feel lighter, as though the dream helped untangle a knot you didn't even realize you were carrying. Dreams of love are just as meaningful. The emotional brain often revisits feelings of care, affection, connection, or longing. You might dream of someone you miss, or someone you once loved, or even someone who represents a type of love you hope to feel. These dreams strengthen emotional bonds, helping the brain remember what matters most. Imagine standing in a garden where each flower is an emotional memory. Some are bright and new, others are old, wilted, or blooming again after years of rest. When you dream, the garden caretaker, the emotional brain, walks through these flowers, watering some, trimming others, planting new seeds without you even knowing. Now breathe softly. Let this image set. One of the most fascinating insights science has uncovered is that the prefrontal cortex, the logical, self monitoring part of your brain, goes quiet during dreams. Without its steady voice, your emotions flow more freely, unfiltered, unrestrained. This is why dream emotions often feel so strong, so immediate, so real. You are living inside the emotion instead of thinking about it. Imagine the prefrontal cortex as a thoughtful observer who steps back at night, allowing the emotional brain to express itself fully and honestly. This temporary shift in balance helps you process feelings that might otherwise overwhelm you while awake. Take a slow breath and allow yourself to feel the softness of this truth. Dreams are a safe rehearsal space for the heart. They are emotional practice sessions where the mind gently explores fear, love, sorrow, hope, conflict, and desire in symbolic form. Even nightmares, though uncomfortable, can serve a purpose. They help the brain confront unresolved anxieties in a controlled environment, reducing their power over you in waking life. Imagine a storm cloud forming overhead, a symbol of fear. In the dream world, you might walk toward the cloud instead of away from it. As you approach, it softens, dissolving into gentle rain. This transformation represents the brain reinterpreting the emotion, making it less threatening. Now breathe deep. Let the sensation of emotional transformation fill you with calm. Dreams also help stabilize your mood. Without dreaming, emotions can accumulate like unprocessed files on a desktop. But in sleep, your mind sorts through them, reorganizes them, and archives them in healthier ways. This emotional housekeeping helps you wake feeling refreshed, balanced, and more resilient. Imagine yourself lying on a soft forest floor. Above you, strands of light weave through the trees, each one connecting to an emotion being gently realigned by your dreaming brain. You feel the calm, the rebalancing, the quiet healing. Take another long, soothing breath. As this chapter draws to a close, imagine the emotional lights around you dimming, settling into a peaceful glow. You now understand the role of emotion in dreams, not as confusing chaos, but as a soft internal healing process. Your dreaming mind works tirelessly to soothe, strengthen, and harmonize the feelings that shape your life. Sit with this truth for a moment. Let it rest beside you like a warm lantern in the dark. When you are ready, we will drift into Chapter 6, where we'll explore the brain's extraordinary creativity and dreams, how imagination blooms at night, and why the dream world feels like a boundless universe shaped by thought and feeling. 6. The Creative Mind Unbound, Imagination's Nighttime Workshop. Close your eyes for a moment and let your breath settle into a slow, easy rhythm, in and out, like gentle waves brushing a moonlit shore. As the world outside dims, let your inner landscape brighten. For in this chapter, we step into the dreamer's studio, the boundless, shimmering workshop where your brain becomes its most creative, its most poetic, its most extraordinary. When you dream, You are not limited by the rules that govern your waking life. The constraints of physics, logic, identity, and time loosen their grip. The mind dissolves boundaries and paints freely. This is the domain of creativity, where imagination roams untamed. Imagine yourself standing in a quiet, starlit hall. The floor beneath you glows softly, as if lit from within. All around you, floating frames drift through the air, each one holding a fragment of a dream, a staircase rising into the clouds, a door opening into an ocean, a bird made of constellations, a reflection that smiles before you do. These are not fantasies created randomly. They are the brain's way of exploring ideas beyond the borders of the possible. Take a slow breath. Feel the vastness open inside you. During REM sleep, the brain becomes a symphony of creative energy. Connections spark between regions that rarely speak to each other when you're awake. Patterns form out of chaos. Thoughts blend with memories, memories blend with imagination, and imagination weaves itself into stories. It is here in this mysterious flowing state that creativity reaches its peak. Scientists call this hyperassociative thinking, but you might simply call it dreaming. Picture your mind as a painter standing before an infinite canvas. Instead of brushes, it uses memory. Instead of colors, it uses emotions. Instead of rules, it uses intuition. And what it creates is a living, shifting world that unfolds moment by moment. In your waking life, creativity often feels slow, deliberate, like chiseling ideas out of stone. But in dreams, creativity flows like water. There is no fear of failure, no need for perfection, no deadline. The mind becomes playful again, like a child building galaxies in the sand. Now breathe gently. Let this image settle. Dreams blend the familiar with the fantastical. You might find yourself walking through your hometown, but the streets curve into deserts, or rise into mountains, or float in the sky. A person you've never met might speak with the voice of someone you love. A moment from childhood might unfold beside a fear from adult. These combinations are not mistakes. They are creative experiments. Think of your brain trying on possibilities like clothes. What if this memory had ended differently? What if fear took the shape of a stranger? What if hope looked like a glowing doorway? What if confidence sounded like thunder? This is the mind exploring, testing, shaping the world through metaphor. Take another breath. Let the metaphors drift around you. During dreams, the prefrontal cortex, the logical commander, rests. Without its strict guidance, creativity flows in directions you would never choose consciously. It creates connections that would seem absurd while awake but feel perfectly natural in the dream world. A fish speaking to you in a forgotten language. A tree unfolding like origami. A tree unfolding like origami. A path that leads backward through time. Every impossibility is simply another expression of the brain's artistry. Imagine entering a quiet workshop, illuminated by floating lanterns. Each lantern contains a creative spark, a story idea, a melody, a memory reframed, a new way of understanding yourself. While you sleep, these sparks swirl together, forming constellations of insight. Many of them vanish upon waking, but some linger, those flashes of inspiration you feel in the morning, an idea that suddenly seems obvious, or a problem that feels easier to solve. This is the hidden generosity of dreams. They solve puzzles you didn't know how to approach while awake. Take a gentle breath. Let the truth of that settle in your body. Artists, scientists, and thinkers throughout history have drawn inspiration from dreams. The periodic table, famous melodies, scientific breakthroughs, novels, paintings. Many were touched or shaped by the dream state. Yet even if you are not an artist, Your dreaming mind still engages in this creative play. Every night, it rehearses solutions, it rearranges possibilities, it stretches beyond the limits of the ordinary. Imagine a puzzle floating in the air in front of you. Pieces shift and rotate softly, moving into place with graceful certainty. This is the symbolic picture of how your sleeping mind works: patient, intuitive, unhurried, creative. In dreams, you can be anyone, you can go anywhere. You can experience realities not bound by physics or time. This imaginative freedom provides a playground for the brain, one where creativity can thrive without fear or limitation. Now breathe slowly, letting this sense of freedom expand around you like soft light. One of the most beautiful aspects of dreaming is the emergence of symbolism. Dream symbols are not messages from an outside force, they are the language of your inner creativity. Your mind speaks not in words but in images, shapes, and sensations. A locked door may symbolize uncertainty, a soaring flight may symbolize freedom, a vast ocean may symbolize emotion, a collapsing building may symbolize transformation. These symbols are not universal, they are deeply personal, painted from your own life experiences, hopes, fears, and memories. Your dreaming brain is a poet, speaking in metaphors shaped by your heart. Take another breath, gentle and slow. Picture yourself walking through the dream studio once more. Around you, unfinished sculptures drift. In the air, ideas the mind is still shaping. Some are bright, glowing with clarity. Others are rough, incomplete, waiting for future dreams. Every night, your mind walks through this studio, adding details, softening edges, exploring new possibilities. Creativity is not limited to art. The brain uses imaginative dreaming to rehearse social situations, rewrite old narratives, and envision new futures. You may dream of talking to someone you fear speaking to in real life. You may dream of succeeding at something before you attempt it. You may dream of finding your way through a maze that symbolizes a problem you face. The brain is not merely entertaining itself, it is practicing, preparing, transforming. Now breathe slowly, softly, fully. Dream creativity is also deeply healing. When the mind blends memory and imagination, it can reframe painful experiences. It can create new emotional context. It can soften the sharp edges of the past. This is why some dreams feel like stories of redemption or closure, even when they are strange or surreal. Consider a dream where you revisit a difficult moment, but this time you are stronger, or a dream where someone forgives you, or where you forgive yourself. These are not accidental, they are the creative mechanisms of your emotional healing. Let this idea settle gently in your thoughts. As we near the end of this chapter, imagine the creative workshop dimming around you. The lanterns lower, the floating frames drift into darkness, and the workshop doors close softly. But the beauty of dreams is that creativity never truly stops. Even now, your mind is collecting images, emotions, and thoughts, preparing to weave them into tonight's stories. Take one last slow breath in and out. When you are ready, we will step into Chapter 7, an exploration of the symbolic language of dreams and the meanings woven in their shifting, shimmering landscape. 7. The language of symbols. How the sleeping brain speaks in metaphor. Take a slow breath in and out and let the world around you soften. Imagine the air settling like silk. Feel your thoughts quiet, becoming gentle ripples on a calm lake. In this chapter, we drift deeper into the dreamer's realm, where the sleeping brain speaks a language older than speech, older than writing, older than memory itself. It is the language of symbols. As your eyes grow heavy, imagine standing at the threshold of a vast library, not of books, but of shimmering images. Each symbol glows softly, like a lantern in the night. Some feel familiar, like a warm memory brushing your shoulder. Others feel mysterious, as though they were whispered from a distant corner of your mind. These symbols are not random. They are not universal. They are deeply personal, shaped by the life you've lived, the emotions you've felt, and the stories your mind continues to carry. Take another breath, letting the imagery wrap around you like a blanket. When you dream, the logical parts of your brain rest, and the emotional centers become more active. In this world, your mind communicates not through structured sentences, but through pictures, fluid, shifting, poetic. A symbol in a dream is not a code that must be cracked. It is a reflection, a metaphor, a softer way of telling a truth that waking language might struggle to express. Imagine walking through a quiet field at night. The moon is full, bathing everything in a silver glow. In the distance, you see a solitary tree, tall, strong, peaceful. In a dream, that tree might represent safety or growth or solitude, but its meaning depends entirely on the soil of your own experience. For someone else, the same tree might symbolize childhood. For another, it may hold a sense of longing. Symbols are mirrors revealing not what the world is, but what it feels like inside you. Take a moment, breathe gently, allow that truth to settle. Dream symbols rarely stand alone. They unfold in sequences, like phrases in a silent poem. A door might appear in your dream, locked or open, glowing or shadowed. A door can speak of opportunity, or fear, or change. But what matters most is what you feel when you see it. Your dreaming mind chooses symbols not at random, but based on emotional resonance. Emotions are the anchor of dream language. Picture yourself walking deeper into the field. A path unfolds beneath your feet. Soft grass, cool earth. Each step feels natural, as though your mind has walked this route many times before. Paths in dreams often represent journeys, internal ones, emotional ones, transitions you are going through or longing to begin. Yet no book of interpretations can tell you what your dream path means precisely. Only your inner world can. Take another breath. Slow, tender dreams often use metaphors to express things we struggle to confront in waking life. A crashing wave might represent stress rising in your mind. A gentle breeze might express hope. A lost object might reflect something missing in your heart. These symbols are not puzzles, they are compassionate messengers. Your dreaming brain is not trying to confuse you, it is trying to talk to you in the only language that feels safe enough to explore deep emotions without overwhelming you. Imagine stepping into a small cabin at the edge of the field. Inside it is warm, lit by the glow of a single lantern. On the table rests a small box, simple wooden carved with swirling shape. In a dream, a box might symbolize a hidden memory, a secret hope, or a part of yourself you're not yet ready to open. You reach for it, and even before you lift the lid, you feel something familiar. Dream symbols often guide you toward truths you are slowly, gently uncovering. Your brain does this not to frighten you, but to help you grow. Take a slow breath, releasing any weight you feel. Some symbols appear again and again throughout life, flying, falling, being chased, standing on stages, wandering through unfamiliar rooms. These recurring themes are not universal messages. They are reflections of emotional patterns. Flying might represent freedom for one person, escape for another, and ambition for someone else. being chased might reflect anxiety or avoidance or even excitement. Dream symbols transform based on context, mood, and memory. Imagine now that the lantern in the cabin begins to flicker. The shadows around you twist gently, forming shapes, birds, mountains, faces, paths. These symbols shift subtly, reminding you that dreams are fluid. Their meanings change as your life changes. Your mind paints pictures using whatever emotions are active beneath your awareness. Dream symbols can also be surprisingly wise. They combine pieces of your past and present in ways that reveal patterns you may not consciously notice. A recurring storm might symbolize tension you've been ignoring. A broken bridge might symbolize hesitation about a decision. A gentle river could symbolize acceptance or healing. These symbols help you navigate the inner landscape of your emotional life. Take a deep breath and let that imagery soften inside you. One of the most beautiful aspects of dream symbolism is its ability to reveal insights without judgment. The waking mind can be harsh, critical, impatient, but the dreaming mind is patient. It offers not commands, but invitation. It does not force you to face feelings before you are ready. It simply offers symbolic experiences that encourage gentle reflection. Imagine sitting on the floor of the cabin. Outside, you hear the soft rustling of leaves. The breeze carries the scent of pine and distant rain. Symbols come and go around you, like fireflies drifting in and out of view. Each one holds a story, each one holds a whisper of meaning, but none demand interpretation. They wait for you patiently, quietly. Your dreaming brain speaks in softness. Take another breath, slow and easy. Science has found that the emotional center of the brain, the amygdala, becomes highly active during REM sleep. This is one reason dreams feel vivid and symbolic. Emotions become the paintbrush, and the brain uses imagery to explore and express them. You may wake from a dream feeling peaceful, or anxious, or curious, even if the dream made little logical sense. That emotional residue is the key. The dream wasn't a story, it was a feeling expressed in metaphor. Imagine the symbols in the room fading like mist as the lantern grows dimmer. The boundaries between waking thought and dream imagery blur. You realize that symbols exist, not only in sleep, but in your waking life as well. Music, memories, art, scents, weather, words from loved ones, all carry symbolic weight. Your mind has always been fluent in metaphor. Dreaming simply amplifies that language. Now breathe gently, fully, feeling the symbolism of your own breath, release, expansion, renewal. As we draw this chapter to a close, imagine stepping out of the cabin and returning to the moonlit field. Symbols drift in the air around you, soft, glowing, unintrusive. They are a reminder that your dreaming mind is a wise storyteller, one that speaks in images, because images can reach places words cannot. Feel a sense of calm settle over you. In this quiet landscape, nothing is urgent, nothing is unclear. Everything is allowed to unfold in its own time. Take one last slow breath, letting your thoughts find stillness. When you're ready, we will continue our journey into Chapter 8, where we explore how dreams process emotions, heal old wounds, and help the heart find balance in the gentle darkness of sleep. 8. The Nighttime Healer. How Dreams Gently Mend the Emotional Heart. Take a long, slow breath in and out, letting the air drift through you like a warm breeze moving across still water. Feel your shoulders soften, your thoughts loosen, your inner world. For in this chapter, we move into one of the most tender realms of the sleeping mind, the place where we become healers, where emotions soften, reorganize, and sometimes even transform. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a quiet lake beneath a velvet sky. The surface is mirror smooth, reflecting the moon with perfect clarity. This is the emotional landscape of the dreaming brain, calm enough to reveal what lies beneath, fluid enough to reshape what needs changing. Every ripple is a memory, every reflection is a feeling, and every shift in the water is your mind working gently to heal you. Breathe slowly, allowing that image to settle inside you. Science tells us something profoundly beautiful. When we dream, especially during REM sleep, the regions of the brain responsible for emotional processing become illuminated like lanterns in the dark. The amygdala, the hippocampus, the ventromedial prefrontal cortex all begin a quiet conversation. One holds the emotional memory, one holds the past, one holds the ability to soothe. Together, they take your experiences, your joys, your fears, your stresses, your hopes, and slowly weave them into something softer, something more manageable, something you can carry without pain. Imagine your emotions drifting across the lake like glowing leaves, some bright with happiness, some shadowed with old worries. In waking life, you might push some of them aside, hide them, or simply not have the time to understand. But in dreams, they rise gently to the surface, asking not to trouble you, but simply to be seen. Breathe. Let the water remain calm. Dreams give your emotions a place to unfold without the pressure of reality. A fear that feels overwhelming in waking life becomes a metaphor in dream. A painful memory becomes a scene, rewritten. A heavy feeling becomes a symbol, an empty room, a foggy road, a distant storm. The dream gives form to what the heart is holding, allowing you to meet it with the softness that conscious life often denies you. Take a moment to feel the compassion in that. Imagine stepping closer to the lake. The moon's reflection shimmers beneath your feet. As you dip your hand into the water, small ripples form, soft, delicate, expanding outward. This is how your dreaming brain processes emotion, not by force, but by gentle transformation. The memory remains, but the sharpness dulls, the fear softens, the sadness becomes something you can breathe through, something you can understand from a safer distance. This process is sometimes called emotional regulation, but you might simply think of it as the heart exhaling. Think of a moment in your life when something troubled you, and yet, after a night of deep sleep, it felt just a little easier. Perhaps the problem didn't disappear, but the weight of it lightened. The dream had done something quietly, invisibly, compassionately. Your brain had taken the raw emotion and woven it into a gentler form. Take another slow, grounding breath. Some dreams feel chaotic, but even chaos has purpose. Running through tangled corridors, searching for something lost, standing at the edge of a cliff. These dreams often reflect stress your mind is trying to release. In waking life, you hold tension tightly. In sleep, the brain plays it out in symbols so it can be processed, sorted, and released. Picture yourself watching a small paper boat float across the lake. Written on its surface is a feeling, perhaps stress, perhaps confusion, perhaps something you haven't named yet. As the boat drifts farther from shore, the lake absorbs it, dissolving it gently. This is how dreams work. They don't erase emotions, but they help them move, evolve, flow. Emotions need movement to heal, and dreams are the currents that carry them. Another deep breath in, and one of the most fascinating roles of dreaming is fear rehearsal. In REM sleep, The brain often presents fear in a symbolic or exaggerated form, not to frighten you, but to help you cope with whatever challenges you face in waking life. These dream scenarios act like emotional fire drills. They give you practice. They help you adapt. Imagine walking into a forest where old fears sit like shadows beneath the trees. In dreams, your mind approaches these shadows, not to scare you, but to familiarize you with them, to teach you that fear can be observed without consuming you, that it can be understood from a safe distance. Dreams bring fear into the light in the gentlest way possible. Breathe. Allow any tension to drift further from your body. Dreams also help heal emotional wounds by creating new narratives. You might dream of revisiting an old memory, but this time with strength you didn't have then. You might confront someone who hurt you, or receive compassion you longed for, or give forgiveness you've held tightly for years. These moments are not illusions, they are emotional rehearsals, preparing your heart to grow. Picture a path unfolding beside the lake, lit by tiny floating orbs. Each orb is a small emotional insight, something learned, something softened, something released. As you walk along the path, the orbs rise into the sky like stars, becoming part of the greater night. This is the process of healing, taking something heavy, turning it into understanding, and letting it rise into the wider story of your life. Take a gentle breath, feeling the night expand around you. Some dreams feel comforting, meeting someone you miss, hearing a voice long gone, returning to a place you loved. These dreams are emotional caretakers. They restore a sense of connection, remind you of the warmth you've known, soothe lonely. Even if the scenes are imagined, the comfort is real. The brain gives you what you need, even when life cannot. Imagine a hand resting lightly on your shoulder. It might belong to someone familiar or someone symbolic, or maybe it is simply the presence of your own deeper self. In dreams, the self often splits, one version of you comforting another. This is healing too, a reminder that you contain more strength and tenderness than you realize. Take one more slow breath, deeper this time, letting it echo softly through your chest. As we near the end of this chapter, return to the lakeshore. The water is still, the moon is high. Emotional currents move beneath the surface, quiet, purposeful, wise. You feel lighter, as though the lake has taken some of your unspoken weight and softened it. This is what the dreaming brain does. It listens, it transforms, it heals. Let the calmness of the scene settle around you like a warm shawl. You are safe here. Your emotions are safe here. And your sleeping mind knows how to care for you in ways you cannot consciously command. Take one last peaceful breath, releasing any lingering tension, and when you're ready, we will drift deeper into the sleeping brain in Chapter 9, where the dreams of memory begin their slow, intricate dance, weaving your life's experiences into the story of who you are becoming. 9. Weaving the threads. How dreams shape, store, and transform memory. Take a slow breath in and out, feeling your mind settle into a soft quietness, like dust drifting through a sunbeam. Let the rhythm of your breathing guide you inward. In this chapter, we step into one of the most intricate and mysterious roles of the sleeping brain, the weaving of memory, the gentle stitching of experience, the quiet work of turning moments into meaning. Imagine for a moment that you are standing at the entrance of a vast, dimly lit hall. The walls are lined with thousands of floating threads, silver, gold, midnight blue. Each thread glows with a faint warmth. Some vibrate gently with recent memories, a conversation, a glance, something someone said that stayed with you. Others shimmer with the deeper colors of older memories, your first day of school, a childhood sound, the scent of rain from years ago. This hall is a metaphor for your mind's memory network, vast and alive, collecting, organizing, transforming every moment you live. Take another breath. Let the hall expand around you. Memories are not stored like photographs. They are living patterns, constantly shifting, rewriting themselves, influenced by your emotions, your experiences, and the quiet choreography of sleep. When you dream, your brain enters a state where memories become fluid, connections loosen, new pathways form, and old ones strengthen. This process allows you to learn, to adapt, to grow. Now imagine walking into the hall. The floor beneath your feet glows softly with each step, illuminating threads as you pass them. Each glowing strand represents a piece of your story. Your brain is preparing to weave them into the tapestry of your identity. Breathe slowly. One of the brain's most remarkable nighttime tasks is memory consolidation, the process of taking the raw experiences of your day and organizing them into long lasting memories. While you sleep, the hippocampus, the part of your brain that temporarily stores new experiences, begins to replay the day in gentle patterns. It's like watching a soft, wordless movie of your waking life. Small moments, tiny interactions, even brief glances, all drift through the mind as the brain sorts what matters from what can fade. Not everything you experience becomes a memory. The brain chooses. It keeps what feels meaningful, emotional, or useful. It lets go of what is unnecessary, clearing space for new learning. In this way, your sleep becomes a curator, shaping the museum of your past. Take a slow breath and imagine the threads around you lifting, twisting, weaving softly. Dreams play a crucial role in this process. They do not merely replay memories, they reshape them. While you dream, memories blend with imagination. A conversation you had blends with a memory from childhood. A fear you felt blends with a hopeful moment from last week. A landscape from a movie mixes with a place you once visited. This blending is not random. It is creativity with purpose. It allows the brain to form new connections, new insights, new ways of understanding the world. Picture a cluster of threads rising in front of you, some shimmering brightly, others flickering softly. They twist together, forming a braid. This braid represents the merging of memory with imagination. It is here that the brain learns not just what happened, but what it means. Another gentle breath. The sleeping brain also engages in a process known as memory integration. This is where new memories are woven into the older patterns of your identity, your knowledge, your beliefs, your understanding of your life. It is as though the threads of today are being woven into the tapestry of yesterday, creating a smoother, richer picture. Imagine that tapestry now, vast, intricate, stretching beyond the horizon. Each memory is a stitch. Each dream is a color. Each night is another layer added to your story. As you look closely, you notice that some parts of the tapestry glow brighter, moments you cherish, experiences that shaped you. Other areas are softer, blurred, memories that drift on the edge of recall. This is natural. The brain keeps its balance by preserving what matters and releasing what no longer serves you. Breathe deep and slow. Dreams also help refine skills and reinforce learning. If you've practiced something new, a dance step, a piece of music, a new language, your brain will replay and strengthen those patterns while you sleep. People often say they wake up better at something than when they went to bed. This is not magic. It's the brain rehearsing behind the curtain. Imagine a soft hum around you. Threads rise into patterns, shapes of movement, echoes of words, fragments of new knowledge. They glow as they weave themselves into your memory. Your dreaming mind becomes a tutor, an artist, a sculptor shaping your abilities. Take another breath, allowing yourself to feel the subtle beauty of this silent learning. Memory is also deeply tied to emotion. Experiences with strong emotional weight, joy, fear, love, grief, are stored with brighter threads because your brain marks them as important. When you dream, these emotional memories become fluid. The brain can reorganize them, soften them, or deepen them. Imagine holding a thread that pulses with emotion, warm, bright, alive. As you touch it, it becomes part of a larger pattern. You see how it connects to other memories, how it shapes your thoughts, how it influences your feelings. Dreams allow you to see the bigger picture, even if you don't consciously realize it. Breathe softly, letting the emotional threads settle into stillness. There is also a clearing process as important memories strengthen, unneeded ones fade. This is not forgetting, it is making space. Without this clearing, the mind would become overwhelmed with details. Dreams help your brain sift through experiences, loosen what no longer needs holding, and free room for new growth. Imagine releasing a handful of faded threads into the air. They drift upward like dust in sunlight, dissolving softly. You feel lighter, more open, more present. This is the gift of forgetting, gentle, necessary cleansing. The interplay of memory and dreaming is also deeply personal. No two people weave their memories in the same way. Your tapestry is uniquely yours, colored by your past, your perception, your emotions, your hopes. Dreams simply give you the space to reorganize, reshape, and reimagine who you are becoming. Take another breath, feeling the tapestry around you shimmering like starlight. Memory in dreams is not meant to be perfect. It is meant to be meaningful. Dreams mix timelines, shift details, merge characters, blend moments. They do this because the goal is not accuracy, it is understanding. Your dreaming brain is searching for patterns, lessons, insights, connections that can help you move forward in waking life. Imagine stepping deeper into the hall of threads. In the center, you find a loom, glowing softly. As you approach, you realize that it is weaving your experiences together in real time, every day, every moment, spinning them into your story. The loom moves slowly, gracefully, patiently. It is the perfect embodiment of your sleeping mind, steady, wise, and deeply caring. Breathe. Feel the presence of that inner wisdom. As this chapter comes to a close, imagine walking back toward the entrance of the hall. Threads float gently around you, some glowing, some fading, all moving in harmony. You realize that every night, regardless of how you feel, your mind continues this quiet work. It organizes your memories, it weaves your identity, it shapes the map of who you are. You are always growing, always changing, always become. Take one last slow, grounding breath, letting your thoughts drift into stillness. When you are ready, we will continue into chapter 10, where we explore how dreams connect us to imagination, possibility, and the hidden universe of the unconscious mind. 10. The memory sculptors. In the quiet hours of the night, when the world softens and the air grows still, your brain becomes an artist of its own design. It steps into a dimly lit workshop where memories gathered from the day are stacked like fragile pages, waiting to be touched, sorted, and shaped. And tonight, as you rest, you and I will wander gently into the secret workshop of the sleeping mind. Take a slow, easy breath and imagine a long corridor, illuminated by a soft golden glow. Along its walls hang countless shimmering threads, each one a moment, a feeling, or a detail from your day. Some glow brightly as if eager to be remembered. Others flicker faintly on the edge of fading. And deeper still are memories tucked into the shadows, things barely noticed at the time, but still collected, still waiting. As you drift deeper into this imagined hallway, let your shoulders relax. Let the body settle. You are safe. You are calm. You are simply observing the gentle work of your own mind. Tonight's chapter explores something beautifully mysterious, how dreams help us remember and how they help us forget. We often think of memory as an archive firm, stable, and neatly organized, but the truth is far softer, far more poetic. Memory is alive. It breathes, it shifts, it changes form. And sleep, especially dreaming sleep, is the sculptor that shapes these living memories into something meaningful. Scientists call one part of this process consolidation, but to imagine it more gently, think of the mind taking the raw clay of your experiences and slowly molding it, smoothing it, pressing it into a shape that can last while you sleep. Emotional memories, the ones that tug at you, cling to you, or whisper in the background, are carefully examined. The brain holds them like delicate stones, polishing them with dreams until their edges softer. Imagine a dream as a soft river. Memories float along this river, tumbling slowly in the current, gently reshaped. Some become clearer, some become lighter, some merge with others, forming new patterns, new insights, new connections. This is why sometimes after a night of sleep, a problem that felt heavy and tangled suddenly feels less overwhelming. Dreaming allows the mind to loosen knots without force, through gentle wandering and association, through images that don't obey the usual rule. And as you breathe deeply now, picture that river flowing through your own mind. Let it wash through the events of your day, the conversations, the small victories, the unnoticed moments. See them drift, soften, transform. But dreams also have a second task, one that is just as important, but often overlooked. They help us forget. Not everything needs to be stored. Not every small detail is meant to stay. Your brain, in its wisdom, chooses what to release. It lets go of the clutter, so the meaningful memories have room to bloom. This forgetting is not a loss, it is a kind of emotional housekeeping, a clearing of mental space. Imagine a quiet snowfall inside your mind, covering old footprints, smoothing the ground, preparing a fresh landscape for tomorrow. Soft, silent, gentle. Some scientists believe that the synapses, those tiny bridges between neurons, grow stronger or weaker depending on what you experience. During dreaming sleep, especially REM sleep, the brain may trim the necessary connections, like a gardener pruning a tree to help it grow stronger, more balanced, more beautiful. The memories you need become sturdy, the ones you don't gently fade. As you imagine this peaceful pruning, feel your body becoming lighter, as if mental weight is being lifted in small, quiet handfuls. There is an ease in letting go. There is freedom in knowing your mind takes care of you, even when you're unaware. And within this sculpting, this remembering and forgetting, there is also something else: creativity. Because as memories shift and mix and soften in dreams, ideas collide in new ways. The logical blends with the emotional, the mundane meets the extraordinary. A simple moment you barely notice during the day, like the color of a leaf or the sound of footsteps may weave into a dream in ways that spark inspiration. Many artists, scientists, and thinkers have found solutions hidden inside their dreams. Not because the dream was literal, but because dreams stir the imagination in ways waking life often cannot. So tonight, as we explore this landscape of memory, feel yourself opening gently to the possibilities of your own creativity. Let the mind wander. Let it piece together fragments into something new, something soft, something quietly powerful. Picture again that corridor of glowing memories. Visualize the ones that feel important brightening just slightly, as if recognized and protected, and see the ones that feel heavy, cluttered, or unnecessary dissolving slowly, like mist touched by morning light. Your brain does this naturally, effortlessly, compassionately. Now breathe once more, slowly. Feel the quiet rhythm of your body supporting you. Feel the calm that drapes around you like warm night air. Dreaming is not only a story your mind tells itself, it is a healer, a sculptor, a guardian of your internal world. In its gentle hands, your thoughts are smoothed. Your emotions are untangled, your memories are arranged in ways that help you grow. And as we reach the closing moments of this chapter, take a moment for reflection. Ask yourself softly, what do I wish to remember? And what am I ready to release? Let the answer float freely, without pressure, without expectation, just a quiet whisper in the drifting space of your awareness. Now settle into stillness. Let the memory sculptors continue their quiet work. Let your mind drift as gently as falling petals. And when you're ready, we will step softly into the next chapter, where the landscapes of dreaming grow even deeper, even more mysterious, and even more beautifully alive. 11. The emotional tides of the dreaming brain. As we drift onward into the soft, moonlit landscape of the sleeping mind, allow your breath to slow just a little. Let your shoulders drop. Let the weight of the day flow out of you like sand slipping through open fingers. In this gentle quiet, we step into a part of dreaming that is deeply human, deeply tender, and quietly powerful. Tonight, we explore the emotional tides that rise and fall within the dreaming brain. Imagine for a moment standing at the edge of a vast, tranquil ocean. The water is calm, reflecting deep blues and soft silvers. Small waves curl toward your feet, touching the sand with a whisper, then retreating. This ocean is your emotional world, ever changing, ever moving, shaped by currents you sometimes feel, sometimes sense, and sometimes only discover when you close your eyes. Dreams are the moon pulling these tides. Take a slow breath, feel the wave rise, exhale, feel it fall. Your emotions do not shut down when you drift into sleep. Instead, they find new freedom, new space to stretch, swell, and settle. In dreams, feelings can express themselves without the constraints of the waking world. They can appear as images, colors, places, or moments that don't need to follow logic. They simply flow. The mind uses dreams as a gentle workshop for the heart. When we feel overwhelmed during the day, stressed, excited, hurt, hopeful, those emotions do not disappear. They wake quietly, like waves gathering just offshore. Dreaming gives them room to move. And so, as you sleep, the emotional centers of the brain, especially the amygdala, light up softly, glowing like lanterns beneath the surface of a quiet sea. This glow is not chaos. It is dreams allow the heart to breathe. Picture a dream as a silent conversation between your emotions and your memories. Sometimes it's soft and soothing, like walking through an old childhood home. Sometimes it is strange, symbolic, or surreal, weaving fragments of your day into landscapes that make no sense but feel somehow true. In this inner world, you can meet fears without being harmed. You can revisit hopes without distraction. You can see emotions from angles impossible during the daylight hours. And as you breathe gently now, imagine those feelings drifting upward, floating, shimmering, rising like bubbles through deep water until they reach the surface and dissolve into the open air. There is a theory in sleep science called emotional regulation, a term that simply means this: dreams help us steady our inner world. Take a breath in. Imagine your mind smoothing the surface of that ocean. Exhale. Feel it settle. The sleeping brain replays emotional memories in a softer light. It reworks them, reframes them, strips away the sharpness so that when morning comes, you can face those feelings with a clearer, calmer mind. This is why, on some mornings after a difficult day, you wake with a sense of relief you didn't expect. Your mind has been quietly tending to you, gently guiding your emotions into balance. Even nightmares, though uncomfortable, can be part of this process. They act like storms releasing pressure built up inside the emotional sea. Though they may feel intense in the moment, they are often the mind's attempt to process something that needs attention, something that wants to be heard. But just as storms pass, so too do these emotional surges. The sea always returns to calm. Now breathe again, slow. Let your chest fill with soft air, then let it fall, like a wave settling back into the ocean. Dreams can also amplify emotions in a safe place, allowing joy to bloom brighter, sadness to soften, curiosity to expand into entire worlds. This emotional amplification helps us understand ourselves more deeply. It teaches us what we care about, what we fear, what we long for, even if we don't always realize it. And within dreams, we practice. We practice letting go. We practice bravery. We practice healing, all within a space where the rules are gentle and the heart is free. Picture yourself floating now, effortlessly, on the surface of that quiet ocean. The water is cool, soothing. Beneath you are the stories of your emotions, stories that your sleeping brain is rewriting with tenderness and care. You do not need to control them. You do not need to chase them. You simply float, allowing the tides to move around you. The emotional tides of the dreaming brain are an ancient language, one spoken long before words existed. Every creature that dreams dips into this ocean, feeling those same waves move, the same soft pull of the moonlit night. And you, right now, are part of that timeless rhythm. Take another gentle breath. In the wave rises, out the wave falls. Let the day's emotions drift behind you, like footprints slowly washed away by the tide. Let the ocean inside you become calm, smooth, peaceful. You are floating. You are held. You are safe. As we near the end of this chapter, allow yourself a moment of quiet reflection. Ask softly, what emotions are ready to be released into the tide? What feelings can be softened by the dream light of tonight? Let the answers come slowly, without force, like seashells rolling toward you on the shore. Now rest in this gentle stillness. Your dreaming mind will take it from here. And when you're ready, we will drift to chapter 12, where we explore the landscapes of the subconscious even more deeply, where dreams become bridges to hidden thoughts, quiet truths, and the forgotten corners of the inner world. 12. The subconscious garden. As we drift deeper into the quiet night, let your breath soften. Let your body melt a little further into stillness and imagine the gentle veil between waking and dreaming growing thin, like silk illuminated by moonlight. Tonight, we step into a place rarely visited with full awareness, yet deeply familiar to every human who has ever closed their eyes. Welcome to the subconscious garden. Take a slow breath in, and as you exhale, imagine a door appearing before you, simple, wooden, warm to the touch. It does not ask for a key, it only asks for openness. When you gently push it open, a soft light spills out, like early morning sun filtered through mist. This is the place where dreams gather their story. This is where your mind whispers the things it cannot say during the busy hours of daylight. Walk with me slowly into this inner landscape. The moment you step through the door, a path unfurls beneath your feet, covered in dew that glitters softly. On either side, tall grasses sway with a breeze that doesn't seem to come from anywhere, yet feels soothing, familiar, and calm. The air carries the faint scent of memories, moments from childhood, flashes of long forgotten ideas, fragments of feelings without names. This garden is not bound by time. It is not bound by logic. It is shaped entirely by the quiet power of your subconscious mind. As you walk, notice how the landscape subtly changes with your breath. When you inhale, flowers bloom in the distance, petals unfolding like pages of a story you once knew. When you exhale, the colors soften, blending into a watercolor haze. Everything here responds to you. Everything here listens. Scientists often speak of the subconscious as a collection of hidden thoughts, impulses, and memories, things tucked below the surface of awareness. But here, in this dreamlike space, the subconscious feels less like a storage room and more like a living world, a garden tended by the mind when no one is watching. Dreams draw from this garden, like painters gathering pigment. They take seeds from buried memories, petals from quiet emotions, leaves from distant experiences, and weave them into scenes that feel strange, symbolic, yet deeply meaningful. Take another gentle breath. Feel the ground beneath your feet soften into moss, cool, comforting, cloud-like. In the waking world, your conscious mind is the narrator. Here, the subconscious becomes the storyteller, and its language is not made of words, it is made of symbols. Perhaps you've dreamed of falling or flying or walking through a familiar place that looks nothing like it does in real life. Maybe you've dreamed of someone you haven't thought about in years. These are not random occurrences. They are the subconscious garden offering a message, not literal, not direct, but expressive in a way only dreams can be. Picture now a small stream winding through the garden, its water clear and slow moving. This stream represents thoughts that are close to the edge of awareness, ideas you've brushed against during the day, feelings you noticed only briefly. Dip your hand in the water, feel the coolness, feel the subtle ripple of thoughts passing gently by. Deep in the garden, beyond the stream, stand trees older than you can comprehend, towering, ancient, wise. These are the oldest memories, the foundational beliefs, the long-standing emotions that shape who you are. Their roots weave through the soil like threads stitching together the story of your life. But you are not here to judge any part of this garden. You are here to observe, to breathe, to understand that this inner world exists to support you. The subconscious mind processes what the waking mind cannot. It absorbs, it filters, it transforms. Dreams are the blossoms of this unseen labor. As you continue walking, the path leads you to a clearing where soft light pools in a gentle circle. Sit here for a moment. In the warmth of this inner sun, feel it touch your face, your chest, your hands. This light represents awareness, gentle, compassionate, illuminating without burning. Imagine this light revealing a small object in your hand. You didn't notice it before, yet it feels natural, as if it has always belonged to you. It could be a key, a feather, a smooth stone, a folded note. Whatever it is, trust it. It is a symbol from your subconscious, a quiet message delivered through imagination. You do not need to understand its meaning right now. Meaning unfolds slowly, like morning light rising over a quiet field. Breathe again, in, out. In this subconscious garden, emotions take shapes, thoughts become landscapes, memories grow like vines along old wooden frames. And as your dreaming brain tends this garden, it offers gentle healing, pulling out weeds of tension, watering seeds of understanding, letting old leaves fall naturally when they're ready. You may notice that the garden shifts with your feelings. A moment of peace may spread into a moment of uncertainty may swirl into fog, but the garden always balances itself, always returns to harmony. Dreams help guide this balance, turning the subconscious from a wild forest into a sanctuary you can return to night after night. As you sit in the clearing, listening to the soft rustle of unseen branches and the distant hum of dreamlike energy, take a moment to reflect, quietly, without effort. Ask gently, what is growing in my subconscious garden tonight? And what might I be ready to let bloom? Let the questions settle like seeds. Let them rest. Let them breathe. As this chapter comes to a soft close, imagine standing again, feeling grounded and calm. Walk slowly back toward the wooden door. The garden remains behind you, alive and thriving, waiting for your next visit. With one last deep breath, step through the door. Let it fade. Let the night grow quiet again. And when you're ready, we will move into chapter 13, where we will drift into the soft mystery of dream symbolism, the shapes, images, and metaphors your mind uses to speak in its own deeply poetic language. 13. The language of symbols. As we drift deeper into the dreaming mind, let your breath fall into a slow and steady rhythm. Inhale gently, exhale softly, and feel the quiet night open wider around you, as if inviting you further into its hidden chambers. Tonight, we step into one of the most mysterious aspects of dreaming, one that has captivated poets, scientists, and seekers for centuries. Tonight, we explore the language of dream symbols. Imagine now that you are standing in a vast hall made entirely of shifting light. The walls ripple faintly, like curtains stirred by a silent breeze. Within these shimmering waves are shapes, fleeting, delicate, half formed and half remembered. They appear like silhouettes behind thin fabric, a staircase, a bird in flight, a turning key, an open window, a stranger's face. They glow for a moment, then dissolve back into the soft radiance. These shapes are the vocabulary of your dreaming mind. Take a deep, easy breath and imagine stepping closer to one of these glowing forms. As you reach out your hand, it shifts subtly, becoming less literal, more emotional, more fluid. This is how dream symbols behave. They are not fixed or rigid. They bend to the feelings that rise within you, the memories woven into your subconscious, the quiet truths hidden beneath layers of thought. A dream symbol is a bridge connecting waking thoughts to deeper meaning. For centuries, people have tried to decode dreams as if each symbol held a single, universal meaning. A serpent means this, falling means that. Water always means emotion. But the dreaming mind is far more personal, more nuanced, more beautifully individualized than any dictionary could capture. Your dreams speak your language, one shaped by your history, your hopes, your fears, your wonderings. As you breathe gently now, imagine approaching another symbol drifting in the hall of light. This one feels familiar, a place you visited, or a person you once knew, or an object you often touch. Notice how it glows softly, with a feeling rather than a definition, perhaps warmth, or longing, or curiosity, or uncertainty. Dream symbols often speak through emotion, not logic. And if you allow yourself to simply feel rather than analyze, the meaning becomes clearer in a quiet, intuitive way, like understanding a poem without needing to dissect each line. Imagine now the hall expanding around you, revealing countless symbols floating in the air like lanterns, doors, pathways, oceans, fires, shadows, animals, stars. Each one represents something unique, something your mind wants you to notice. Scientists may describe symbols as the brain's way of processing complex ideas through imagery. Psychologists may describe them as expressions of underlying thought. But here, in this calm, moonlit space, we can experience them simply as the soul's metaphors, visual poetry blooming from the subconscious. Take a slow breath. Let your eyes gently follow a symbol drifting above you. Notice how it moves, not erratically, but with a graceful rhythm, like a leaf carried by a gentle wind. Perhaps it becomes a key, gleaming gold, carved with intricate patterns. Keys and dreams may open something hidden, something waiting. Or perhaps they simply represent possibility, potential curiosity. But your key, the one your mind created, holds a meaning shaped by your story alone. Now watch as the key melts slowly into water, rippling and spreading across the floor of the hall. This transformation reflects another truth about dream symbols. They are fluid. One image may shift into another, carrying emotion from one form to the next, helping you understand without words. Symbols are not puzzles to be solved. They are mirrors to be observed. Let your breath soften again. Let your thoughts drift gently. And imagine now that the hall of light fades into a vast field beneath a twilight sky. Here, symbols no longer float. They grow from the landscape around you. A tree rises before you, tall and ancient. Its branches stretch upward like arms reaching toward the dreams you have not yet dreamed. Trees often appear in dreams as symbols of growth, stability, or connection, but this tree, your dream tree, may represent something entirely personal, perhaps a memory, perhaps a moment, perhaps a feeling that has been waiting patiently for your attention. At the base of the tree, a small pathway winds into the distance, lined with glowing stones. Pathways often represent choices, journeys, transition, but this particular path may be whispering something unique to you, a call to explore, to question, to understand yourself more deeply. Walk gently along the path. Hear the subtle crunch of earth beneath your feet. Feel the cool air brushing your skin. This is the landscape of your inner world shaped from symbolic language woven by your own mind. As you walk, you may notice a figure in the distance, not threatening, not alarming, simply present. Perhaps someone you recognize, perhaps a strange. Dream figures are often aspects of yourself, emotions, thoughts, fears, strengths, appearing as characters so you can see them more clearly. Their presence, their behavior, their quiet gaze can reveal something that words never could. But there is no need to approach them now. Simply acknowledge their existence and continue walking gently, slowly, peacefully. In dreams, even the simplest symbol, a door left ajar, an empty room, a spark of light, can hold layers of meaning. A spark of light can hold layers of meaning. A door may represent opportunity, or fear, or change, or simply the next chapter of your story. But your door is shaped by your experiences. Only you can feel what it means. Imagine reaching such a door now at the end of the glowing path. Stand before it. Notice its color, its shape, the texture of the wood. Place your hand on its surface and feel the quiet pulse of something waiting on the other side. You do not need to open it. The symbol alone is enough. The dreaming mind speaks gently, offering clues rather than commands. It guides without pushing, it reveals without overwhelming. Dream symbols act like soft lanterns, lighting the unseen parts of your emotional world, not to frighten you, not to confuse you, but to help you understand yourself with more tenderness. Take a deep breath now and watch as the door dissolves into a cloud of shimmering dust. The field fades, the twilight sky melts into darkness, and once again you stand in stillness, surrounded by the quiet rhythms of your breath. Before this chapter comes to its gentle close, take a moment to reflect, softly, without any pressure. Ask yourself, what symbols visit my dreams again and again, and what feelings do they bring with them? You may not know the answers now. That is perfectly fine. The dream symbols will return when they need to, each time offering a little more insight, a little more clarity, a little more quiet illumination. For now, rest. Breathe. Allow the symbolic language of your dreaming mind to drift around you like soft wind. And when you're ready, we will continue into chapter 14, where dreams shift from symbols into something even more profound, connections, patterns, and networks that bind your inner worlds together in ways both scientific and poetic. 14. The Dreamweaver's Network. Settle in a little deeper. Let your breath slow, like a soft tide drifting toward the shore, in and out, in a gentle, unhurried rhythm. Tonight, we wander into one of the most intricate realms of the sleeping mind, a realm where everything connects, intertwines, and communicates in a silent symphony of thought. Welcome to the neural network of dreams. The Dreamweaver's net. Imagine for a moment that you are floating through a vast star-filled sky, but these stars are not distant suns. They are neurons, tiny, shimmering sparks of consciousness. They stretch out in every direction, each twinkling light connected to thousands of others by delicate glowing threads. This is your mind, your inner universe, alive, humming, infinite. Even as you sleep, this universe remains active, not chaotic, not random, but engaged in a subtle dance that shapes your dreams. Each connection is like a whisper passing through light, carrying thoughts, memories, emotions, and fragments of your day into the dream world. Take a slow inhale. Feel the glow of this network warm the space behind your eyes. Exhale. Let the light soften. While you drift through deep sleep, your brain is far from still. Some regions rest, others awaken with purpose. The dreamweaver, the sleeping mind itself, begins its work. In waking life, your thoughts follow pathways shaped by intention. But in sleep, the pathways loosen. They wander. Neurons communicate in ways they never do during the day, forming temporary bridges, testing new routes, recombining old memories with new impressions. The result is a beautiful, unpredictable tapestry, a landscape woven moment by moment. Imagine floating closer to one of these shimmering stars. It flickers with gentle energy, pulsing as it sends signals along its delicate threads. These pulses travel to other stars, setting off ripples of light throughout the entire network. This is a memory being activated, or an emotion rising, or a thought resurfacing, or a symbol taking shape. Dreams emerge from these ripples, patterns created by countless points of light, speaking to each other all at once. Not in words, not in logic, but in a language older than language itself. Now picture these glowing threads weaving into clusters, each cluster illuminating a different part of your inner world. One cluster holds the events of your day, another holds long ago memories, softened by time. Another holds your emotions, joy, uncertainty, longing, love. And still another holds your creativity, the boundless imagination that paints scenes across the canvas of your dreams. As you drift deeper, the clusters begin to interact, exchanging sparks of light. Suddenly, something from childhood blends with something from yesterday. A sound you heard once long ago becomes the backdrop of a dream you didn't know you needed. Your mind is integrating, sorting, reshaping, and redefining. This is the beauty of the dreaming brain. It creates meaning from connection. Take a gentle breath. Imagine these clusters glowing a little brighter with each inhale, then dimming softly with each exhale. Some scientists describe this as synaptic exploration, the brain testing pathways that might help you later, even if you don't realize it. Others call it emotional processing or memory integration. But within this calm, peaceful space, it feels like something far more poetic. It feels like weaving a tapestry made of light, each thread a whisper of who you are, who you were, and who you're becoming. Picture now that you are drifting among the threads themselves. They glow beneath you like soft rivers of starlight. You reach out a hand and the threads hum in response, resonating like gentle strings of an otherworldly instrument. Each one carries meaning. Each one carries possibility. Some threads feel warm, memories of love, comfort, safety. Some feel cool, moments of uncertainty or change. Some feel bright, ideas bursting with inspiration. Some feel faint, whispers from the edges of awareness. None of them are wrong. None of them are out of place. They each belong to the network, contributing to the dream that slowly forms around you, blending threads into scenes, emotions into landscapes, memories into stories. Let your breath remain soft as silk, and imagine these threads weaving themselves into something new. This is why dreams feel so fluid, why they shift so suddenly, why they carry images from one place to another. The Dreamweaver's network never stops moving. Neural pathways branch and merge, lighting up in patterns that resemble constellations. You might dream of walking through a familiar city, only to turn a corner and find yourself in a place that existed only in your imagination. This blending is not a mistake. It is the network at play, forming connections that help your waking mind grow more flexible, more creative, more resilient. And sometimes hidden within these connections, the brain discovers something important, a new perspective, a quiet solution, a softened emotion. This discovery might not appear in your dream directly, but it settles into your waking thoughts, waiting for the right moment to rise. Now, breathe again. Imagine the entire network pulsing gently with each breath, light expanding, light contracting, like the heartbeat of your inner universe. You begin to notice that the threads are not random at all. They form patterns, delicate spirals, branching trees, shimmering waves. These patterns reflect the way your mind organizes your experiences, not through linear logic, but through meaning, through association, through the subtle connections that shape your understanding of the world. In this quiet floating space, observe how the threads shift color depending on the emotions tied to them. Some glow with warm gold, others shimmer in cool blue, others pulse with violet, green, or soft rose. These colors represent the emotional tones that shape your dreams, not overwhelming, not intense, but gentle, softened by the calm of sleep. Every dream you have is born from this network. Every image, every feeling, every moment that flickers behind your closed eyes. The Dreamweaver takes threads from every part of your being, past, present, conscious, subconscious, and creates a unique tapestry each night. A story told only once, a moment of insight, healing, or wonder meant only for you. As you float higher above the glowing network, you see it as a whole, an infinite, shimmering cosmos of light and connection. This is your mind in its most creative state. This is you, complex, mysterious, beautiful. Take a final slow breath, letting the network glow with soft brilliance. Let it ave gradually, like stars dimming at dawn. Let the light settle back into stillness. Before this chapter gently closes, take a moment of quiet reflection. Ask yourself, what connections might my dreaming mind be weaving tonight, and what gentle truths might arise from them? You don't need the answers now. Your dreaming brain will explore them in its own time, in its own way. For now, rest in this calm glow. Feel the Dreamweaver's network humming softly within you. And when you're ready, we will drift onward into chapter 15, where we explore how dreams guide the emotional self, offering healing, clarity, and balance in ways the waking world often can. 15. When the sleeping brain begins to heal itself. As you settle deeper into this quiet moment, let your breath soften, gentle in, gentle out, like a tide that knows exactly how to kiss the shore. And as we drift into the next chapter of this slow science journey, let us enter a hidden sanctuary within you, a place where your brain mends, restores, and rewrites its own story every night. Have you ever wondered how your mind heals itself while you sleep? How the quiet, dreaming brain performs the work that your waking self might never notice? Tonight, together, we will wander into this delicate, unseen world, the world where the brain becomes its own caretaker. Take a slow breath and imagine the inside of your mind as a vast city, gently dimmed at night fat. During the day, the city is alive with movement, neurons firing like glowing lanterns, thoughts weaving across highways of electric signals, and emotions echoing through every corridor. But when you sleep, particularly when you sink into the deeper phases of non-REM sleep, something extraordinary begins. The city does not shut down, it transforms. It enters a state of quiet maintenance, like a careful gardener tending to each path, each flower, each tiny spark of life. In these hours, the sleeping brain begins a cleansing process so elegant, so essential, that without it, your thoughts would feel foggy, your emotions tangled, your memories blurred. Scientists call this the glymphatic system, a hidden river system inside your brain, one that awakens when you fall asleep. During the day, the brain's cells sit close together, busy with communication. But at night, they gently pull apart, opening spaces for cerebrospinal fluid to wash through, clearing away molecules and metabolic debris that accumulate from simply being awake. You might imagine this cleansing as a soft rain falling over that nighttime city, rinsing the streets, restoring clarity, preparing everything for a new dawn. This is not just maintenance, it is healing. The brain is washing itself free of the toxins that naturally build up during wakefulness, including the beta amyloid proteins that researchers believe contribute to cognitive decline when they linger too long. Deep within these quiet hours, another layer of healing emotions, the heavy, tangled ones that weigh on the heart, begin to loosen. Sleep allows the brain to revisit the emotional events of the day in a gentler way. The amygdala, the region tied to intense emotions, becomes calmer during certain phases of sleep. It is as though the dreaming brain takes your emotional experiences, places them onto a soft cushion, and says, "Let me help you understand this without the sharpness." This is why, at times, after a long night's rest, a worry that once felt overwhelming now feels more manageable, not erased, but softened, placed into perspective, given space. And then there is memory, the fragile, luminous threads that weave the story of your life. Every night, while you drift through the cycles of sleep, your brain moves your memories from temporary storage into your long-term archive, like a librarian working under moonlight, organizing the pages of your day, ensuring that the moments you need to keep are placed where they belong, and the ones that no longer serve you gently fade. The sleeping brain is both surgeon and storyteller, gardener and guardian. It mends the small tears in neural pathways, reinforces others, strengthens synapses that matter, and quietly retires those that no longer resonate. This is the nightly healing, the slow miracle that makes you feel more balanced, more centered, more. Take another deep, relaxing breath. Let your shoulders soften, and imagine now a forest at night. Soft stars shimmer above the treetops. A stream flows gently between moss-covered stones. In this forest, each tree is a memory, each leaf a thought, each root a connection woven deep into your life. While you sleep, this forest grows stronger. Old branches fall away, new ones sprout quietly. The soil nourishes itself. This is what your brain is doing, tending to your inner landscapes without demanding your awareness. This healing rhythm is ancient. Every creature that sleeps, from the smallest mouse to the giant whales drifting in the ocean, relies on this restorative dance between body and mind. Sleep is not a passive state. It is a profound, active restoration, a declaration of the body's wisdom, a reminder that you are meant to rest, recover, and renew. And perhaps this is why dreams often arrive during these healing hours, not as distractions, but as reflections, symbolic, fluid, sometimes strange, sometimes comforting. They may not always make sense, but they match the tone of your emotional world. The dreaming brain stitches together fragments, tests ideas, rehearses possibilities, and releases fears, all quietly, all subconsciously, all meant to gently guide you back to equilibrium. Another breath, slow and warm, like a lantern, glowing in the heart of your chest. As you think about this gentle nightly healing, imagine thanking your brain for all the quiet work it does without ever asking for applause. Imagine acknowledging each neuron, each cell, each biochemical exchange that keeps you balanced. You are the keeper of a universe of processes unfolding within you every night. And now, as this chapter comes to its close, allow this thought to settle softly. Every night you sleep is a gift to your future self. It is permission for your mind to mend. It is a sanctuary for your emotion. It is a cradle for your memories. It is a renewal of your inner light. Take one more slow breath, letting the calm settle into your body, feeling the gentle gratitude for your sleeping, healing brain. When you're ready, we will drift into the next chapter, exploring the mysterious landscapes where dreams begin to blend with reality and where consciousness dances on the edge of sleep. Just breathe and follow me there when you're ready. 16. The emotional cartographer. How dreams map our inner worlds. Take a slow, easy breath, letting your mind drift like a paper boat upon a still lake as we continue this journey through the quiet, intricate world of dreams. Imagine the sleeping mind as a gentle cartographer, one who draws maps not of lands or oceans, but of emotions, memories, and hidden inner landscape. Tonight, we follow this cartographer as it sketches the shapes of our feelings into the soft fabric of dreams. Throughout history, people have wondered, why do we dream? Are dreams messages, memories, random flickers of thought? Or are they something more, something tender and essential? Modern science gently suggests that dreams may be the emotional compass of the mind, charting our inner terrain so we can navigate waking life with steadier steps and a calmer heart. Breathe slowly and imagine standing at the entrance of a vast glowing arc. Rows upon rows of shimmering pathways stretch into the distance. These pathways represent every feeling you've ever held: joy, fear, relief, longing, peace, confusion, hope. During sleep, especially during REM sleep, the brain wanders these pathways, not to confuse you, but to understand, to soften your emotional burdens, to bring harmony to places that feel unsettled. In waking life, your emotions can rush through you like sudden storms, a burst of stress here, a glimmer of joy there, an unexpected worry that tightens the chest. But in dreams, these same emotions become gentle rains, soft winds, shifting lights. They take symbolic shapes. They unfold in scenes, stories, and sensations that feel strange, yet familiar. This symbolism is the brain's way of processing emotions safely, without the overwhelming intensity of wakefulness. Consider this: the amygdala, the brain's emotional alarm system, becomes highly active during REM sleep, yet at the same time, the prefrontal cortex, the logical, rational supervisor, becomes quieter. This shift creates a unique space where feelings can express themselves freely, without judgment, without fear, without the strict rules of waking logic. It is a playground for emotional release, a sanctuary for hidden thoughts, a soft room where your heart can breathe. Let yourself visualize drifting into the sanctuary. Imagine your feelings taking shape as colors, as landscapes, as people or places you may not recognize. Even the strangest dream, the ones where nothing makes sense, may simply be your mind's way of saying, let me sort this out. Let me ease this burden. Let me show you how you feel without overwhelming you. This emotional mapping has a purpose. When you wake, your mind is quieter, your reactions are steadier. You may find clarity in things that once confused you. Dreams are not predictions, but reflections, mirrors held up to the inner self, where the reflections shimmer and warp and flow, revealing truths not through sentences but through sensation. Pause, inhale gently, and imagine walking through a dream of your own. Maybe it was a dream from childhood, running through a field, flying across a sky, standing beside a mysterious river. Even now, that dream may hold emotional echo. Perhaps it was your mind taking a feeling, freedom, fear, curiosity, and turning it into a scene your heart could understand. This emotional cartography isn't random, it's part of your brain's healing cycle. During REM sleep, neurotransmitters shift to create an environment where emotional memories can be revisited without the rush of stress hormones. The brain says, let us look at this again, but it reviews moments that matter, conversations, conflicts, small joys, quiet worries, and slowly weaves them into your mental map. Because to live is to feel, and to feel is to dream. Take another slow breath, letting your chest rise softly. Imagine the brain sketching lines between emotions, connecting joy to gratitude, fear to resilience, sorrow to understanding. These connections become your emotional geography, shaping how you respond to life, how you grow, how you find meaning even in the smallest moments. Some scientists call dreams overnight therapy, not in a clinical way, but in a natural, intuitive rhythm. Your mind listens to you even when you sleep. It honors your memories. It holds your fears. It celebrates your hope. It transforms your experiences into gentle insights. Insights you may never consciously notice, yet you feel them each morning in subtle, reassuring ways. Now imagine the nighttime sky stretched out inside your mind, constellations sparkling with feelings and memory. Each dream traces a line between these stars, forming new patterns, new constellations, new ways of seeing your inner universe. Dreams are the storytellers of your soul, shaping narratives from the fragments of your day. And even nightmares, though unsettling, have their place in this cartography. They are often the mind's attempts to rehearse survival, to confront fears in a safe, simulated state. When the curtain rises and the dream ends, your waking mind feels just a little stronger, a little more prepared, a little more aware of what you can overcome. You might think of dreams as emotional rehearsals, allowing you to practice courage, forgiveness, or understanding without real-world consequence. You may not remember every dream, but each one leaves a faint imprint on your emotional landscape. A subtle shift, a softened corner, a deepened insight, another breath, slow and serene. Let your thoughts float in the quiet of this moment. In this chapter, we have watched the dreaming brain draw delicate maps of feelings and memory, and as you let this knowledge settle gently into your awareness, feel the quiet reassurance that your mind is always guiding you, even when you rest, even when you sleep, even when you think you are drifting aimlessly through the night. At the end of this chapter, pause with this simple reflection. You are never lost in your dreams. You are simply learning the shape of your inner world. Take one final peaceful breath and let it linger. When you are ready, we will continue our journey into the next chapter, where the line between imagination and memory becomes even more fluid, and the dreaming brain reveals just how creative it truly is. 17. Where creativity wakes in the dark. The dreaming mind as an artist. Take a slow, gentle breath and let the air move through you like a soft river sliding through a quiet valley. As we continue drifting through the inner world of sleep, we step now into a realm where imagination becomes unbound, a place where the dreaming mind paints with colors it invents, writes stories without words, and shapes realities that have never existed before. Welcome to the night workshop of the brain, where creativity awakens in the dark. Imagine for a moment that your mind is an artist, not one that sits before a canvas with brushes and pigments, but an artist of pure thought, one who sculpts from memories and emotions, who blends sensations with ideas, who reaches into the unseen and pulls out entire worlds. During the day, this artist works quietly, overshadowed by logic, tasks, routines, responsibilities. But at night, when you sleep, this artist steps forward, free from rules, free from judgment, free from the pressure of perfection. Take another breath, soft and slow, and imagine walking into this dream studio. There are shelves filled with fragments of old memories, a childhood toy, a scent from last summer, a friend's voice, a moment you forgot you carried. There are jars of emotions, joy glowing like amber, sadness shimmering like blue glass, curiosity swirling like mist. There are tools shaped from imagination, impossible landscapes, surreal objects, shifting characters who appear and dissolve like morning fog. In sleep, the brain takes these pieces, memories, emotions, sensations, hopes, and rearranges them in ways waking logic would never allow. This is why dreams often feel strange, non-linear, or surreal. But beneath the strangeness lies something deeply meaningful, the birth of creativity. During REM sleep, the brain's associative networks come alive, areas that connect distant ideas, ideas that may have nothing in common during wakefulness, begin to spark together. Neurons fire in unusual patterns. Thoughts blend, merge, evolve. The rigid boundaries that normally separate concepts begin to soften. The brain becomes a landscape of possibility, where the improbable becomes natural and the impossible becomes effortless. This is why so many innovations, inventions, artworks, and scientific breakthroughs have emerged from dreams. It is why writers wake with storylines fully formed, why musicians hear melodies that seem to arrive from nowhere, why scientists gain sudden clarity about problems that once felt insurmountable. Take a moment, let a long exhale drift from your chest, and imagine someone from long ago awakening with creative inspiration. Perhaps it is a painter rising before dawn, remembering a scene that never existed in the real world. Perhaps it is a philosopher who dreams of symbols that spark ideas. Perhaps it is you, waking one morning with a sudden understanding, a new way of seeing something that had been blurry the night before. This kind of creativity is not forced. It is not deliberate. It is the natural expression of your dreaming mind doing what it does best, exploring without boundaries. Think of a lantern glowing in a dark forest. Its gentle circle of light illuminates shapes you never noticed before. That lantern is your sleeping imagination, revealing connections hidden during the day. The forest represents the vastness of your mind, full of mysteries, full of beauty, full of paths, waiting to be discovered. And here is something extraordinary. During REM sleep, the neurotransmitter, noradrenaline, which keeps you alert and ready for danger, is nearly absent. Without that constant sense of vigilance, the brain becomes free to wander without fear of judgment or error. You are liberated to explore your own ideas in their purest, most fluid forms. Creativity thrives not in pressure, but in freedom, and dreams create that freedom every night. Pause, breathe, and visualize a dream you once had that felt wildly creative. Maybe you saw impossible architecture, cities floating in the sky, bridges made of starlight. Maybe you moved through fantastical landscapes, forests that whispered stories, oceans that glowed beneath moonlight. Maybe you interacted with people you've never met, or heard music that didn't exist in your waking world. These dreams are evidence that your brain is endlessly inventive. Even without effort, even without intention, it creates universes every night. The dreaming mind is not limited by logic, but it is guided by meaning. Even when a dream seems random, it may be your brain's way of exploring ideas or emotions from a new angle. Creativity is not only expressed in art, it's expressed in solutions, insights, mental connection. It's expressed in the gentle reweaving of your perspective. Another soft breath. Let your awareness float lightly in this nocturnal workshop. The sleeping brain experiments. It rehearses new ways of thinking. It tests ideas without consequence. It allows contradictions to coexist. It blends the familiar with the mysterious. This is not chaos. It is a fertile ground for inspiration. Dreams remind us that imagination is not something we simply possess. It is something that lives within us, always moving, always shifting, always ready to emerge gently into waking life. When morning comes, not all dreams will be remembered, but the creativity they sparked often lingers beneath the surface, subtly shaping the way you think, the way you solve problems, the way you understand the world. Even forgotten dreams can gift you new perspective. Imagine now that you are standing in the center of this dream studio. The walls shimmer and shift. The air feels light. Ideas float around you like tiny fireflies. Some settle into your hands. Others drift past, waiting for another night to be explored. You don't need to chase them. Simply being here is enough. Creativity does not demand effort. It blossoms naturally when you allow yourself to rest. As this chapter draws to a close, let this reflection settle softly into your mind. You are more creative than you realize. Your imagination is deeper than you know. And each night in your dreams, you are an artist painting the sky of your inner world. Take one more slow breath, letting the calm sweep gently through you. When you're ready, we'll drift into chapter 18, where we explore the mysterious borderland between sleep and awakening and how the brain dances between consciousness and dream. 18. The threshold between worlds. The quiet edge of awakening. Take a slow, gentle breath and feel the softness of the moment settle around you, like a warm, familiar blanket. In this chapter, we drift toward a place you've visited countless times, yet rarely noticed, a shimmering borderland where dreams dissolve and waking begins, a threshold between two worlds, a place where consciousness stretches, sighs, and slowly remembers itself. This borderland is neither dream nor reality. It is something in between, a quiet edge of awareness where the sleeping brain whispers its final stories before the morning light arrives. Scientists call this place the hypnopompic state, the gentle transition from dreaming into waking. But names cannot capture the way it feels, weightless, timeless, and deeply serene. Take another slow breath, letting the air move in and out like a tide brushing a moonlit shore. Imagine now that you are standing at the edge of a dream. Behind you lies the vast, shifting world of the sleeping mind, its symbols, its strangeness, its quiet logic. Before you lies the world of daylight, sharper, clearer, filled with the familiar sounds of life, and between them is a thin, quiet veil, like mists suspended over a still lake at dawn. This is where the mind lingers when you are almost awake, but still held gently by the remnants of sleep. In this delicate place, your thoughts feel light, almost translucent. Memories from dreams drift like feathers, fading even as you reach for them. Sensations soften, time stretches. You may hear sounds from the real world blending seamlessly with your dream, bird song woven into a narrative, the hum of a fan becoming part of the story, a distant voice entering the dreamscape, like a character from another realm. Your brain is transitioning, but it does so slowly, carefully, as though it wants to offer you one last moment of peace before the responsibilities of waking life return. Take another deep breath, slower this time, and imagine this transition like rising from the depths of the ocean. You've been drifting in warm, glowing currents of imagery and feeling. For hours, you've floated through lands shaped by emotion and memory. But now, as you rise, the world above grows brighter. Thoughts sharpen, the texture of your mind begins to change, The currents shift. You feel yourself ascending toward the surface of awareness. This rising is not abrupt. It is gentle, rhythmic. The sleeping brain gradually hands its duties back to the waking brain, like a lantern being passed from one guide to another. The areas responsible for imagination and fluid perception begin to step back, while regions tied to logic, decision making, and planning begin to glow awake. For a moment, both worlds are present. Dream and reality overlap, like two images merging in a slow, soft fade. This overlap is why the moments right after waking can feel magical. You may see colors more vividly. You may feel unusually calm. Ideas may arrive with clarity. Sometimes inspiration blooms here, born from the mingling of dream creativity and waking logic. Many people say their best ideas arrive the moment they wake, not in deep sleep, not during late night thinking, but in this in between state when the brain is fluid and pause now. Let your breath settle and remember a morning when you woke feeling unusually clear, as though your mind had been rearranged into a more harmonious shape. Perhaps you felt rested. Perhaps you felt inspired. Perhaps something within you felt aligned, even if only for a moment. That was the gift of this threshold. In this space, the brain is still partially in REM sleep. The amygdala remains calm. The prefrontal cortex has not yet reclaimed full authority. Stress is muted. Imagination is still alive, but reality is gently returning. This combination creates a brief opening, a psychological sunrise where your inner world and outer world meet in perfect balance. Scientists believe this threshold may serve a purpose. It may allow the brain to integrate dream insights into waking consciousness. It may help finalize emotional processing begun during REM sleep. It may prepare the mind to face the day with increased calm or clarity. But beyond science, this moment simply feels sacred. Imagine standing in a vast, quiet field at dawn. The sky is still purple from the night. The first rays of sunlight touch the tops of the grass. The world feels suspended, neither asleep nor awake. That is the feeling of this threshold within the mind. Here, you are more than the tasks awaiting you, more than the routines, more than the thoughts that often rush in too quickly. Here, you are simply present, soft, aware, open. Take another breath, feeling your chest rise and fall like a slow wave. What makes this state so soothing is that the mind does not jump into alertness. It glides. Neuronal activity shifts gradually. Brain waves transition from the rapid movements of REM to the gentler rhythms of theta and alpha. These waves are associated with creativity, calm thinking, and introspection. It is as though your brain is giving you a gentle stretch before standing up fully. And if you ever wake from a dream and feel momentarily unsure of what is real, this too is part of the threshold. The brain is reorganizing itself, sorting sensations, reestablishing boundaries between imagination and the physical world. This process is natural, delicate, and deeply human. In some traditions, this in-between state is considered a doorway to intuition, a place where insights rise from the unconscious, a moment when the mind is most receptive, most balanced, most clear. Picture standing before that doorway now, with the dream behind you and the day before you. A quiet, lingering peace rests around your shoulders. Another slow breath. Let the exhale drift like a feather on the wind. And here, in this gentle edge of awakening, you may notice how calm your body feels, how quiet your thoughts are, how open your awareness becomes. This is the place where your mind is neither fully dreaming nor fully awake. And in that stillness, you can feel your own presence more deeply. Let a few seconds of silence rest inside you now. Feel the ease, the openness, the subtle glow of being between worlds. When this threshold passes, You awaken fully, but the calm it carries can linger, like the afterglow of a soft lantern, long after its flame has dimmed. As we draw this chapter to a close, let this reflection settle gently in your mind. Every morning, your consciousness rises like the sun, not abruptly, but gracefully, not with force, but with quiet intention. And in that transition, you witness the delicate beauty of being human. Take one more slow, deep breath. Let it fill you with ease. When you're ready, we will drift into chapter 19, where we explore how dreams influence the waking self, shaping personality, behavior, intuition, and even the stories we tell about ourselves. 19. The Echoes of Dreams, How the Night Shapes Who We Become. Take a slow, warm breath and let the air settle inside you like a gentle light, finding a quiet place to rest. As we drift deeper into this journey through the sleeping mind, we reach a chapter that touches perhaps the most profound question of all. How do dreams change us? How do the stories we live each night shape the person we are when morning comes? You may think dreams vanish as soon as you wake, fading like mist above a river. But the truth is softer, deeper, more intricate. Dreams leave echoes. They leave traces woven into the fabric of your thoughts, your emotions, your decisions. Even the dreams you forget may linger within you like faint footprints across a field of snow. Take another slow breath and imagine standing at the intersection of two paths. One path leads into the waking world, filled with tasks, plans, familiar routines. The other leads inward into the quiet landscapes of your inner self. Dreams walk this inward path. They travel through your memories, your fears, your curiosities, your longing. And when they return, they bring back something unseen, something subtle, something that gently shapes your waking identity. Tonight, we explore how dreams influence who you are becoming. Imagine your mind as a vast library. Every thought, every memory, every emotion is stored on shelves stretching far beyond your awareness. During sleep, the librarian, the dreaming brain, wanders through these aisles with a lantern in hand. It reads old pages, it rearranges stories, it removes the clutter, it highlights passages that matter, and sometimes it writes new chapters. When morning comes, you awaken not as the person you were when you fell asleep, but as a slightly updated version of yourself. Your emotional shelves cleaner, your memories organized, your inner stories just a little more refined. Breathe softly and picture this librarian placing small bookmarks in certain memories, memories the brain wants you to notice. Perhaps a dream reminds you of someone you miss. Perhaps it highlights a fear you've been avoiding. Perhaps it reveals a longing you haven't admitted to yourself. These emotional bookmarks can guide your waking mind, subtly influencing your choices throughout the day. Dreams can reveal what matters. They can show you what you care about most. They can remind you of unresolved thoughts. They can inspire you to change something. They can help you release something. They can help you understand yourself in ways daylight thinking cannot. Take a gentle breath. Let it out slowly, as if releasing a small weight. The dreaming mind is a storyteller, but also a mirror. It reflects your inner world, not always literally, but symbolically, emotionally, poetically. If you dream of running, perhaps part of you seeks freedom. If you dream of falling, perhaps part of you feels uncertain. If you dream of flying, maybe you are ready to rise beyond something. But these are not rules, only possibilities, small whispers from your deeper self. Dreams don't just reflect your identity, they shape it, Consider creativity. A dream may spark an idea that changes the direction of your life. Consider empathy. A dream about another person might shift how you feel about them, soften your heart, guide you toward forgiveness or understanding. Consider fear. A nightmare might help you confront something buried deep within, preparing you to face it in the real world with greater strength. Each dream, each fragment, each fading image can gently sculpt your emotional edges. Now take another slow breath, feeling the calm settle deeper. Dreams also influence behavior, not in dramatic ways, but in subtle ones. A peaceful dream may make you patient the next morning. A strange dream may make you curious. A dream filled with accomplishment might leave you more motivated. A confusing dream may make you introspective. These shifts can be small, but over time they accumulate, shaping your attitudes, your reactions, your sense of in this way, dreams are like tiny nudges from the subconscious, guiding you gently toward growth. And then there is intuition, the quiet inner knowing that seems to rise from nowhere. Many people say they've woken with a clarity they didn't have the day before, a realization, a feeling, a gentle certainty. This too may come from dreams, which free the mind to explore possibilities without fear, to test imaginary versions of yourself, to imagine paths your waking mind might overlook. Imagine now that deep within your sleeping brain, there is a quiet room, a room where your past, present, and future meet. Your memories sit there, weaving themselves into meaning. Your aspirations hover like lanterns waiting to be lit. Your worries sit by the door, softened by the dim glow. In this room, your identity is not fixed. It shifts, breathes, evolves. Dreams are the conversations that happen inside this room. They remind you that you are always becoming. Another slow breath. Let it drift out softly. Even the dreams you never remember leave imprint. They help your brain integrate emotions, update your understanding, refine your perspective. Every night, your mind works to support your well-being, processing the quiet complexities of being human. And this is the most comforting part. Dreams remind you that even when you feel lost, your inner world is always guiding you home. Before we end this chapter, rest with this gentle reflection. You are not only shaped by your days, you are also shaped by your nights. Your dreams are part of your becoming. They whisper directions that only your heart can hear. Take one more breath, slow, deep, peaceful, and when you're ready, we will drift into the final chapter, where we tie together this entire journey through the dreaming brain and return to the soft heart of why we sleep, why we dream, and how the night quietly protects the soul. 20. The gentle return, waking with the wisdom of the night. Take a final slow breath. Feel the air move softly in and out, like the last ripples on a quiet lake at dusk. We have wandered together through the landscapes of sleep, through memory, emotion, consciousness, imagination, and the deep, mysterious world of dream. And now, as this journey draws to a close, we arrive gently at the edge of morning, where the night offers its last whisper before you wake. This chapter is not about explanations or science or metaphor. It is simply about returning peacefully, softly, and with a quiet sense of wholeness. As you rest here, imagine the night folding its great dark wings around the world, preparing to settle into silence. The stars dim a little, the air softens, and the dreaming mind begins to draw its curtains. Not to hide, only to rest, the same way you do. You have traveled far tonight into memories, into fears, into possibilities, into the stories your mind writes when the world goes still. Each dream, each thought, each drifting feeling has carried you closer to understanding something essential, that sleep is not an interruption of life, but a continuation of a gentle stitching of the self, a nighttime conversation with the soul. Now, as the night prepares to release you back into the waking world, pause and notice this moment, the soft edge between dreaming and awakening. Here, in this quiet space, your mind is calm, your body is restful, your thoughts drift like feathers, light, slow, unhurried. This is the moment where everything resets. The heart steadies, the breath deepens, the mind becomes clear, and you prepare to rise, renewed, refreshed, relined. Take another gentle breath, feel it glow through you like warm lantern light. Know this, your dreams tonight have worked for you. They have cared for you. They have shaped you in ways you may never fully notice. But your soul will, and tomorrow, whether you remember your dreams or not, you will step into the day with a quieter heart, a steadier mind, and a deeper understanding of yourself. This is the gift of the sleeping mind, of the dreaming brain, of the long ancient wisdom of the night. And now, as our journey concludes, let these final words ripple softly through you. You are safe, you are resting, you are becoming, and the night is always here to guide you home. When you open your eyes again, whether in a minute or in the morning, you will carry with you a calmness carved from starlight, a clarity shaped in silence, and the gentle certainty that your inner world is always working to keep you whole. Sleep well, dear traveler of the mind, and when the dawn comes, wake gently, wake slowly, wake knowing you have returned with the quiet wisdom of the night. Good